Hello everyone, we are live. I am Mike of Fights with Friends and I am pumped up for the Bellator Heavyweight Championship. Finally, the finals, Bellator Grand Prix finale between Fedor Emelianenko and Ryan Bader. This is going to be an absolutely incredible night. I thank you all for joining me, and thank you for all the support lately on Fights with Friends. We are experiencing another surge of growth, and it was a motivating thing the other day. I was looking on a post, something I'd actually posted on Facebook. Maybe it was so I would remember, and it was from a year ago. And this was a couple days ago that I had seen this, and it said that I was excited. I was talking about how excited I was that I was up to 257 subscribers. And that was the very beginning. Now here we are a year later, more than 4,000 above that, and I couldn't be happier. We're well on our way to 5,000 very soon. Hopefully for those FameBit sponsorships, which a lot more will come from this channel when that happens. A lot more content from you guys. And then by the end of the year, I think we can hit that goal of 10,000. I see if you have goals and you write them down, that you're much more likely to hit them. If you don't make goals, you don't hit goals. But Fedor Emelianenko, we talked about during the week, one of the greatest fighters, I believe, of all time. I think he's probably the heavyweight GOAT. He weighed in about 236 pounds. He was late to the weigh-ins, though. He was late to the weigh-ins, and I don't know how much can be said of that, but there was some unsubstantiated rumors, but they were coming from quite a few directions, that Fedor was having some stomach issues. Now, how serious those stomach issues would have been, I don't know, because I cannot substantiate 100% that story even exists. But like I said, there are unnamed sources out there substantiating that it does. So, you know, we will see. The odds seem to be going that direction, though. They've moved recently. Fedor says the biggest underdog he's been in his entire career. He's a plus 215. Ryan Bader, a natural 205er, of course, looking lean at 218 pounds, plus 265 favorite to win the Bellator Heavyweight Championship tonight. And if you see the Masasi versus Lovato Jr. on the poster underneath that in small letters, I put canceled. If you haven't heard by now, of course, Gegard Masasi had some back issues, some injuries, probably a little quick for him to come back and fight anyways. And they did not even try to find, I don't believe they tried to find another opponent for Rafael Lovato Jr. because they announced pretty far out that they were just going to not have him on the card, and that fight was going to be completely canceled. But we got Pico out there, and I'm a little surprised he's as big a favorite as he is tonight against Henry Corrales. I know nothing about this WWE guy, Jack Swagger, except for the fact that Jack is jacked. And coming from the WWE, possibly has a big wrestling career. You guys let me know. Anybody out there know? Let's go to the comments here. PR says, be right back, Mike. I'm going to get some food and drinks. All right, man. PR says, what's up, DG? What's up, PR? How's it going? What's going on, Mexicano? I am doing great, friend. Arcade Chaos in the house. 1994 forever. What's up, man? Let's watch Fookers. Fedor fights for God and country, says Gambini. He's like our adopted son. He's still part of Russia, but he's like an adopted son here in the United States. Yo, yo, what up, family? Ladies and gentlemen, I am here. What's up, everyone? Yes, I am having trivia, Bruins. Everybody was hoping, Bruins, that you would be late. Anybody that cares about trivia, I'm sure, so they would have a chance. But anyone else have a clue why Food Fights Live can show the fights on 2 screens behind them? The only thing I know is that they have had a lot of copyright strikes against them, and if you look into them, they have several channels. Other than that, I don't know, because trust me, if I could have 2 screens behind me showing fights and get away with it, my subscribers would most likely grow substantially, and I would gladly put the money out on those LCD screens. Actually, believe it or not, I have 4 55-inch televisions. Don't ask me why. It's a long story. But actually, there was a friend it's not that long. We had one downstairs, and we had 4 people in here. My mother-in-law moved in, and it's like, this is, it's a lot of people. So we ended up buying another one. We ended up buying another 55-inch, and then I had a friend that was moving. He had 2 55-inch Samsungs. He's like, he's moving all the way to Texas. He's like, you know what? I'll buy new TVs when I get there. I'll give them to you real cheap. And he gave me a good deal on them. So I ended up with 4 55-inch televisions. So I could put 2 up behind me. But I'm going to look into that. I have not seen any way to get around this legally to this point. And Uncle Fester. Sorry that I maybe went into that a little bit too long, but may the best man win. Tonight should be a good fight. Pico Grant. What's up, Dean in the house? How's it going? Jack Swagger's on this card? Who the fook is Jack Swagger? That's that Jake Hager guy. I guess that's his real name. I don't know, man. I don't watch WWE. So anybody who watches WWE maybe knows who he is. Maybe. I'm assuming he was a popular WWE guy since they brought him into Bellator, but who knows? Who knows? Pico has a fight in front of him. Yeah, Jack Swagger's a beast. He definitely looks like a beast on TV for sure. He's definitely jacked. He does not look like a CM Punk, and I'm very surprised, extremely surprised, Arcade Chaos, that Henry Corrales is such a large underdog. You can see all the weights and the odds of the fighters in the main event on the bottom of the screen. So make sure and check that out. That took me a little bit of time to get that together, but I hope you guys like that. If that's something you'd like to see in the future, let me know, and I will continue to try to do that, at least for the main card. I don't think OBS will let me fit an entire 13 fight UFC card on there. There is a limit, but I actually have to cut this one down a few characters. Mike, can you tell me where I can watch this fight? Is it on TV? What's up, Artem Lobov? It is on Paramount Network. It is also on DAZN, D-A-Z-N, DAZN.com, or DAZN the app. Check those out. If you have not got a free trial from them yet, you should be able to get a free 7-day trial. I'm not putting the link up because the Zone didn't pay me. So go buy ESPN Plus. No, I am negotiating with their marketing team, and let's just leave it at that. There's let's just say I'm a little miffed right now, but I don't want to upset anyone, so well, meaning my own prospects. I didn't say this country, says Gambini. Well, no matter where you are, hey, he's everyone's adopted son. ESPN Plus and Batman stream. You're thinking Trump. What, in America you think Trump, in Russia Trump thinks you. All right. I don't know. 241 on DirecTV. Thank you, Peter Ordinary. The Last Emperor. Yeah, we try to keep the politics out of it. I could really care less about politics, to be honest. I don't know why I said that, Spear. Well, Mike, look into it if that's the case, because I'm sure your subscribers would grow too, and I'd much rather constantly be here when I can't pull myself from wanting to see that particular fight. All right, Arcane Chaos. I will do my best, but it just seems like we would all be doing that if that was something we could get away with. Have they been doing it recently? I hate to talk about them so much. It's almost like I'm advertising for them, but... What's up, Mario Yamasaki in the house? Hello, sir. How are you? That I just got to see instead of here because your commentating is better than both theirs combined. Thank you. Comedic Genius, what is up? All the rest of the goons, what's up? Thank God it's on Paramount. Yes, it is. Formerly the Spike Network, for those of you that don't know. Yet Spike TV no longer exists, so they put it on this network that has absolutely nothing to do with MMA, but you still got Bellator. Jack Swagger, former WWE world champion, the All-American was his nickname. So I'm guessing he was an All-American wrestler, hopefully in high school. Hopefully he had some kind of background. I don't know, but I don't believe CM Punk had any significant wrestling background outside of the WWE because it was never mentioned. So hopefully Jack Swagger is not the second coming of CM Punk. Swagger was brought on the WD by Jim Ross. Good old JR. Swagger was a state champion wrestler in Oklahoma. Home of both Swagger and JR. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Dean, for the research there. I appreciate that. If I fall behind on my research, you guys catch me up. Who has fans like that? Other channels, their fans would just make fun of them and ask them why they didn't know that. Well, I do know on the replays, they don't show the fights. It's usually just some promotion screen. Oh, okay. They're not actually showing the fights on there. That's why. I was actually on a comment section reading about how people legitimately thought any WWF wrestler can beat almost any people on the UFC roster. Was this a flat Earth convention, PR? Who is doing the Rumble, Royal Rumble reaction tomorrow? I don't know, Peter Ordinary, how long that's going to go for. I've been fighting a flu for about the 4th day, so I'm going to be drinking a lot of tea. You'll see me. If you see me going to the bathroom, I'm at the end of the throwing up, but we'll just put it at that. I've been actually got a note to stay out of work for 5 days. And today would have been the last work day, so now I feel like I'm safe to stream, but I'm certainly not 100%. But I would not be here for you guys. Thanks for being here, SR. Fedor should have its own cologne made with real bits of Panther. I watch classic wrestling videos on YouTube. Nice. When is the fight? Fights start here in about 10 minutes. Speaking of that, I'm going to jump away from the comments for just a minute and sign into the old trusty, not so trusty DirecTV now and make sure we don't have technical difficulties. I've figured that out, though. Anybody who does have DirecTV now, if you're having issues, they're down and you're having issues logging in, for whatever reason, you have to delete your cache. I think that's how you say CACHE. on your browser every so often, or for whatever reason, DirecTV Now just does not like to work. So at least that's their excuse. So I don't know. Maybe that's just what they tell you when they're fixing it. So it looks like it's your fault. But they gave me a free month because I complained enough. Because that's what I told them. If you want something from a company, you tell them what you want. I told them very politely. I had my service, not working several times. And I told them this is not acceptable. I said, we're going to get this fixed today. And if I'm going to continue to use your service, you're going to give me a free month because that's what's fair. He said, I'll go back to my supervisor and talk to him. I said, go ahead and do that. And he came back and said, yeah, we'll give you the free month. They had to be bad to the Bruins. I say if Pico runs through him tonight, then Pico's something truly special. Be right back. All right. Yeah, I can't believe he's as big a favorite as he is, though. This seems like a tougher fight for him than that. Go Patriots, get that ring and Lombardi. I wish Fedor would take Khabib camping and sing him Orthodox hymns on his acoustic. Oh, that's funny. It's not like they're bad guys. They just can't commentate to save their life. Thanks again, brother. Hey, thanks for being here, Russell. I think Swagger has Brock potential or more. Damn. Rapture Records. I have a 55-inch TV for sale. Interested? I think 4 is going to be enough, but if I have to put 2 up here, maybe I'll contact you. Hey, Mike, I feel like crap. Can you say, get the fook out of here? It helps. Get the fook out of here. Man, everybody's getting the flu right now. Guten Tag, Bavarska. And hello over there in Germany. I appreciate you guys, the national crowd, the international crowd, anybody that will sit and listen to me commentate about fights. I'm amazed at the support I've gotten over the last year, a little more than a year now. Fedor eats bears and shits cubs. What's poppin', Mike? Superhound. Who all was in the fucking house? Looks like we got a lot of people in here, Mike. They do show the fights as they're playing live, but they don't play them on the video. They post afterwards. Post-fight isn't no fight. Do show the fights as they're playing live, but they don't play them on the video. They play afterwards, post-fight. I think I get what you're saying there, Arcade. But you never know who I'm an actor, but you'll never know who I am. There's a lot of actors out there in 1994, so probably not. 1994 forever, though. The best, in my mind, of course I'm old, the best year in the history of movies. And if you want to go to and watch along, as I am right now, talking to you guys, Paramount Network, for these last 6 minutes, the end of Creed movie is on right now. So enjoy that while we're talking. I sent all my homies links to Mike's channel. Thank you, PR. You guys, that has been the growth, because I can look into my channel and there has been a significant amount of shares. And when I see shares, that's you guys hitting that share button. And you guys don't know how much I appreciate that. That's the most significant thing you can do to help the Fights of Friends family. And I appreciate that immensely. I'm humbled that you guys would take the time to do that. Thank you so much. Hey guys, let's get a like spike for Mike. It helps the channel and only hurts a little bit. Thank you. I said, thank you so much. What's up, Nuka-Cola? Seeing everybody. How many people we got in here? We got 36 already before it starts. Fedor brings them out. For sure. Hager could be a real force. He has a killer instinct. Dude looks violent. When somebody looks big and they look violent, there's something... There's kind of something in a guy's face, like when you looked at Greg Hardy, it's like man, you know, that guy's probably going to be able to hurt somebody. You knew he'd play football, but you just look at him, and I know some guys just look tough, and they're not, but generally, it's a decent sign. If a guy looks like he could really beat the crap out of somebody, he may not be a world championship potential, but he's usually not going to suck. And this guy is going against tonight's 41 years old. He looks older than that. He doesn't look to be in good shape. He's 0-1. Maybe high as Charles Bronson. I believe Charles Bronson passed away here recently. R.I.P. Charles Bronson. I want to see Fedor versus Steve Wilcox. Cowboys bought Talasso. Corner shining star. Bring it back down to earth. Oh, about Talasso. Oh, that's going to be a great fight. That's going to be an incredible fight. I mean, the UFC could not make a better fight, and I got to hand it to both those guys. They went out there and made that fight by themselves. If you go to Dana, I believe, and you make a big fight, and you don't make outlandish, demands on top of it, like you have to form a new weight class for us, you have to give us twice what my contract says, or it has to be the winner gets a title shot. He likes it when you do your job for him. Sam Alvey talked about that on the show. He called out Gian Vellante. Gian Vellante, he says, hey, I like you. I think we're both funny. I think we'd make a good fight. Let's get in there. Gian Vellante gets on Twitter, says, I felt the same. Boom, Dana signed it. Not a problem. So, honestly, Dana could use a little help right now with the matchmaking. He's got a lot on his plate. Oops. Sorry, my chat is jumping on me here. Did you hear the drama with Kovalov, the boxer? No, I didn't, but I heard Deontay Wilder's brother got knocked out today. So I didn't get a chance to look into it yet, but who are you going for? I'm going for Fedor. My heart says Fedor, my gut says Bader. I like Fedor because he uses the Gambini training method. Go Mike, go Fedor. Hola amigos. Some good fisticuffs tonight. Very excited. Real looks good in a tracksuit, Gambini. Charlie Zelenoff was arrested last week. Oh, shit. So I'll try to explain it as it's live. You can watch it. The fight is playing, but if you post the video of it afterwards, you can't see the fight. It's just promotions. Okay, so during the live stream, and then if you go and watch it later, they post the video of it afterwards. You can't see the fight. It's just, oh, I see. That's sneaky. So they got the fights going on behind them, and then afterwards they Photoshop something in. That takes a little bit of time because they actually have to go through and play that whole video through, but that's interesting. They have to have some copyright strikes on that, though. That's very interesting. Huh. You actually standing up for Dana? I am a little bit, Dana. I try to be fair. I dissed him enough, but I try to, I try to not diss anybody unfairly. And I crapped on him as much as anybody after what happened at the last UFC pay-per-view with John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson. Just because I was standing up for the fans. The fans and the fighters, that's what I stand up for first, absolutely. And so I was very upset with Dana White. To his credit, he did actually do some things for the fans that he didn't talk about right away, and some other people let out. A lot of the fans said that they were happy they actually ended up getting tickets cheaper. He did end up taking care of the fighters, getting them down there in a quick manner, paying all their extra medicals and stuff. He was out a lot of money. He really didn't need to mention that part. But, I mean, at the end of the day, the UFC, I don't know where they'd be without Dana White, but I just don't know that he's in the right position right now, or maybe he just needs some help when there's too much stress. I just don't like it when he insults other fighters, because I don't think that's necessary. From American Idol, this Wilder. Please come Sitting Bull. We cannot. Y'all drop those links. Paramount Network and DAZN. That's the only place you're going to find around here. And so, just first warning now, if you ask for the fights, if you ask for a link for the fights, I'm sorry. But we're going to have to put you in timeout because it just overruns the chats. What's up, Robert Kerrigan? The mods are in the house. So maybe that's how they get away with it, and they never play the audio, just the video. So it would be perfect for you because you're such a good commentator. Fill in the blanks, and it would be awesome AF. Sorry, Deb. Mods will delete them. Thank you, Dean. I will look into it, Arcade Chaos. That's something I would definitely try on a second channel first before I risked a 90-day suspension over here again. But I will definitely look into it. I want to look at their setup and their lighting and everything that they do afterwards. I'll study it, and I'm definitely going to put some thought into it. But here's the thing. When they get big, if they're ever looked at for commentators, say, for one of these lower organizations or even a local organization, is I'd like to do some commentator work, and people find you, do you want to be known as the guy that's able to commentate the fights and get people to stay and do it by the rules, or do you want to be known as the person that everybody watches because you have TV sets behind you? So, like I said, I'm just going to have to put a lot of thought into that. Mars says, yo, Mike, we got beef. My girl seen you by the campfire yesterday and tried to leave me. Oh, that's hilarious, Mario. Always happy to see you doing commentary. It makes my night so much easier at work. Well, thank you, San Diego. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Anyone else going with Bader? It's Craig Brimstone. What's up, Robert? Dean says, I'm with Bader. If I had to put money to bet on, I'm putting money on Bader. What's up, Greg? Bader over Fedor. Mike needs to take Brendan's spot on Rogan's podcast. I would love it, but they're pretty good friends. I'd be happy with just one time on the Joe Rogan Experience. Bader's been my dark horse from the beginning, so where the hell is Eddie at? Dean, are you Bader? Oh, jeez. Oh, come on, Bavarska. He's a mod. He'll kick you out. What's up, buddy? How's everyone tonight? We're doing good, Greg Brimstone. I'm doing great. Hey, there's a lot of people in here. Fights are about to start. Let's get some MMA trivia going. Question number 1 for 1,000 points. I'm going to give you guys 1 second. I know we just started, but make sure your browsers are updated so there's no lag on your time. At Greg Brimstone, nothing much, buddy. All right, everybody hit that F5 or whatever you need to do to refresh your browser. Question number 1 of MMA Trivia is coming up. And while everyone is updating their browser, this This live stream brought to you by Onnit, Total Human Optimization. Guys, I am extremely proud to have Onnit as an official sponsor, and they were the very first big sponsor of Fights with Friends. They were extremely great to work with. They love the Fights with Friends community, and they put out a bunch of free stuff for you guys to go out there and get. So please hit this link. Go out there. Get yourself some free Alpha Brain, some free Shroom Tech, some free New Mood. Any of those things you can get with that. And Fights with Friends will get a $10 kickback. So I would greatly appreciate that at the same time. So thank you very much to Onnit. All right, first question. It is going to be about Fedor Emelianenko. When the UFC bought over Pride in the summer of 2003, I believe it was, Fedor Emelianenko never came over and fought in the UFC. There was a strict stipulation on Fedor fighting for the UFC because he was already promoted by another Russian promotion. This promotion said that they had to be the co-promoter in any promotion that Fedor fought in, and the UFC would not agree to those terms. What was the name of that promotion? Bruins 498 for 1,000 points. It is M1 Global. Great job, sir. BT Sports, M1. Mario had it too. San Diego had it too. Affliction, that was a good guess because that's I believe the first place he went to after Pride was Affliction, but they actually had to co-promote with M1 Global for that event. I talked to Tom Atencio about that, and he said M1 Global was very greedy, hard to work with, and one of the reasons that Affliction went out of business as quickly as it did. Although he did admit they overpaid fighters, and he thinks the writing was on the wall from the beginning. What's up, Imagine Everything? I'm being nice, not the other way around. All right, well, that's a good thing. All right, they're starting out here quickly. I don't think this guy was on the ticker. I think there was one. Oh, apparently they changed this on a Weekend Fights Notes, and Keith Thurman fighting also. I seen that. Why did they have to have it at the same time? See, I thought since it's Brandon McMahon, 5-6 with 3 submissions, making his way down to the cage right now. Brandon, of course, the son of WWE owner Vince McMahon, so he'll be no stranger to anyone. Great armbar, and having all those wrestlers around for all those years, probably learned quite a bit. Hi, you good? We're all good. I'm glad you're good. Imagine Everything. Hager, Bader, parlay. So it's a K1 fighting, not the mountain. Brandon McMahon versus Adel Adamimi. Brandon 5-6, 30 years old, 5'7", 144 pounds. Adele 7-5, 29 years old, 5'9". Adele's going to have a 5-inch reach at 72. What's up, man? How are you, my man? I am good, hardcore veteran. How are you, man? Was anyone paying attention that I was messing with you guys, and I just falsely told everyone that this fighter is Vince McMahon's son? That is not true. I was just messing with you guys, but I hope Hager does well in MMA. Used to wrestle for OU. Being an Okie, naturally, I'm a fan. I'm doing good, hardcore veteran. A bit under the weather, but happy to be streaming tonight. Dell's finished all 7 of his wins in the first round. So damn, pay attention for this one. I gotta move my monitor for a minute. I was an idiot and blocked the very corner of my monitor with the camera, so I couldn't quite see this guy's record. Make sure we still look good here. All right, maybe move over just a tiny bit. All right, out of Knoxville, Tennessee here, Brandon McMahon. I know both Keith Thurman fighters. Should be a banger. I bet Mike could make Brandon. I am not going anywhere near Brandon Schaub. I guarantee you he would beat the crap out of me and probably put me in an early grave. Not been a long time since that man trained. All right, both men in the black trunks here. Brendan McMahon with the red gloves. Altamimi with the blue gloves. Nice low leg kick there from Brandon. Oh, a couple of body kicks there for Altamimi. And Brandon's going to go for the takedown, pushing Altamimi up against the cage here. If you're looking to sync up with me, I'll let you know when I'm at 410. Gives you a second. Brandon going for the takedown here. I am at 410 right now. Oh, nice little kicks to the back of the calf here from Altamimi. Off the back of the fence. Those definitely hurt. And Altamimi going for a guillotine here. Oh, no, he's not able to get it. Transitions into an omoplata. Transitioning into an armbar, and he may have it. This started out as a guillotine, transitioned to... Oh, and he's got this armbar, and it's over! What an incredible transition there by Adela Altamimi. Wow, I hope you guys were watching that one. If you weren't watching that one, make sure write it down somewhere, because it'll only take a couple seconds of your time to look up a replay of it once it's posted later. Let's watch this replay again. This was nice. Brandon's coming in for the takedown. Altamimi kind of fakes the guillotine, goes for the key lock, immediately transitions. Brandon rolls over, Altamimi sweeps him the opposite way, and then Brandon rolls the wrong direction right into the armbar. And he was completely isolated. That was the end of it right there. Fourth career win by armbar, 7th by submission for that young man. Altamimi. Oh, and we got a lot going on in the comments since I've been in there. Grand Prix Mapchakas. Let's freaking go. Can't wait to see Hager, says 7. I gotta tell you, I'm super interested too. I gotta say, I am super interested to see him fight, and I didn't think I would be, being that it's another WWE guy. Thank you, PR, for saying no links. Yeah, thank you. We see you, Imagine Everything. Hi. Good catch, Rob. Thank you. No perv, says PR. Yep, crazy submission. Who, Bavarska? Armbar over. What's up, Geeky Spartan Gaming in the house? How you doing, my friend? Oh my goodness, so sick. Wow. Yeah, that was a sick submission for sure. Imagine Bavarska's in timeout. He'll be with you in about 3 minutes. Those are the best fights, the ones where you take no damage, get your paycheck, and go home. Fedor, go heavyweight F-win, says Zoltan. I think he's the GOAT heavyweight regardless to this point. That's not to say that'll stand, but if you guys haven't watched my video, a lot of you guys did. They're the regulars, I think, because it got a decent amount of views. But I make the argument, Fedor, he fought. I don't always like to get into those arguments of the GOAT, but it's the end of his career. He fought basically every major heavyweight because they all went over to Pride at the time. The ones he didn't fight in Pride, he went over to Affliction and fought. He fought former champion Mark Coleman. He beat Kevin Randleman from the UFC. He beat former champions Tim Sylvia and Andrei Arlovsky right after they'd been champion. Decimated all those guys. He's got a win over former heavyweight champion Pedro Hizo. In this tournament, he knocked out Frank Mir, former heavyweight champion, in less than a minute. What the heck? This is the number one Bader fan in here. Oh, yeah. My name is Gracie, says Imagine Everything. All right. What's up, guys? What's up, Acosta? Bavarska has a crazy story. Chris Pratt from Jurassic World walked him out. Way to go through the submission progress. Thank you, Robert. That was fun to watch. The last Emperor, but Bader. All right. Get the fook out of here, says Unemployed. Fedor needs another swing at his last loss. Fedor's last loss was to Matt, right? Yes, he lost to Matt Mitrione on a fight where they were both rocking each other. Just going to take a quick second. You guys are pretty much always classy, but just make sure we don't get a whole lot of female fans in here. Please don't harass the patrons. I would appreciate that. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you like what I do here, please hit that like button. And we have another potential prospect here after this fight in Adel Atamimi. Winner by submission, 1 minute, 16 seconds of the first round. And what an incredible move. I've said for a while now that I think an underutilized move, and I think you're going to see this more often, is going for one submission, not really expecting to get it, but going for a submission to transition into something else. So he transitioned into another submission, And, of course, Big John McCarthy's breaking it down perfectly in the cage right now. But a lot of times guys they'll go for that submission, not expecting it to be able to transition to side control or to mount. But Adele used it perfectly tonight. I thought Fedor won that fight, says Zoltan. Oh, Fedor, last lot. She's turned off Peppa Pig and Kid Inkle picks the dog. I'm not quite sure what you're saying, Gambini. Mitrione fight deserves a rematch, Matt. Tell her not to. Thank you, Mario. Yeah, no one's allowed to post links. Thank you. Hi, does someone have a good... Come on, people. Get the fook out of here. Come on, you know better, Cater. I guess I need to put that in the description. Please do not post links or on the scrolling bar on the bottom if anybody pays attention to that. I'm not sure, but I am going to take down the odds and the weights of everybody. So if you want to know what the odds are for the next fights coming up and the weights, study them here for a minute. I'm going to start putting up the next fights coming up here. And I didn't even know that fight was on here. Okay, they've switched this up quite a bit. Just since I was looking earlier, so there may be some. It looks like there's going to be some changes, possibly of what I have there on the scroll bar. That was a good fight, though. I don't usually watch, I don't watch the prelims. I don't know if there was any good fights on the prelims, but that was a surprise for me. I didn't really know anything about those fighters coming in, and ended up being a very good fight. Okay, so it should be Juan Archuleta versus Ricky Bandejas next. Fedor 42 now, the last emperor. Man, this guy has been around forever. He is entering the building right now. Ryan Bader entering on the other side of the building. He is the Bellator light heavyweight world champion. So he would be the first, I believe, the first Bellator champ if he wins tonight, because he would also win the vacant heavyweight champion and be the winner of the first ever Bellator Grand Prix. So a lot of action coming up. For sure, but like I said, next, Ricky Bandejas versus Juan Archuleta. Let me update that really quick for those people that are just now coming in.
Fewer calories and half the carbs. There's only one light beer to grab. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true.
One of these tax prep services lets more people file for free. Is it TurboTax or H&R Block Online? We may never know. More people can file free with H&R Block Online. Block has your back.
When the world is watching and you need your logo to be perfect, you need certainty. At 4imprint, we give you the ultimate guarantee. Because when something has your logo on it, it matters. To you, your customers, your coworkers, and to us. Our wide selection always changes to keep up with the latest trends. But there is one thing we deliver that's timeless. Certainty. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
We tried 2 different real estate agents who both promised great results, but after almost a year on the market, we still haven't sold our house. Then we found HomeLight, which promised to get us in touch with the top agents in our area. We went with the agent we recommended.
As I was just saying earlier, thank you to all my subscribers, new and definitely those of you that have been around for a very long time. I've seen a little bit of a die down in subscribers for a while, and recently we've gotten another surge again. We are on the upswing, and I'm feeling extremely positive about 2019 being here in the new office, and there's going to be a lot of new things, a lot of good things. Fedor versus DC at heavies. BR epic. I'd like to see that Jones and Cormier heavyweight first. Before I can determine that. Ricky Bandejas. No, Bandejas, I think. No, he is not Ricky Bitches. I know just enough Spanish to know what that means. Bandejas, I think that's how you say it. So. Humberto Brenes, Ricky the Gallagher Killer. A lot on the line, says Greg. Alexander, it is on Paramount Network. It is also on DAZN, DAZN. So if you don't have Paramount, always, well, I don't know about always, but right now, at least still, they're giving a 7-day trial over there on DAZN. It's brutal. Paramount homie got distracted by the NHL All-Star game. What's up, BR Longhorn in the house? Thank you for coming in, sir. Bluebell King Cake ice cream is the S. Dude, I love ice cream cake, art and low both. That is like one of the greatest inventions of mankind. One of the greatest food inventions. You're making me hungry, man. I was like sub 12, says Gambini. Holy crap, man. You've been around for a while. Well, thank you for being around for so long. Damn. Happy New Year, Mike. 1989. Happy New Year, Mike. Well, thank you. Happy New Year, Bavarska. 2000 plus 19. You know? Hey, I got a good feeling about this year for MMA. I got a good feeling about this year for Fights of Friends, and I got a good feeling about this year for you and your life, and you and your future, and you and your family. I think 2019 is just going to be a good year all around. I want to send you guys and your family positive vibes throughout the year. I think that's very important. I think those are things to build upon. And if you stay positive, I mean, sometimes those setbacks, you know, they don't look as big. Look to those victories and look at those setbacks as just building blocks to the next victory. But I really do see people swinging towards being a little more positive here in 2019. I feel like the country's been a little tumultuous since about 2015. People have been a little more aggressive, and some people even older than me, I'm not going to call them out on here, can maybe talk back to the 70s of what they remember. But I really think that we're heading towards a more positive era, a more positive time online in this such a new communication and the way that people are treating each other. I think people are just really, really sick of a-holes, to be quite honest. Mocha flavor, it's ice cream cookie. Ice cream cookie and McFlurry at the best. Where's Dutch guy? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he knew what time it is. I know sometimes he has to work late on Saturday, so he may be in later. I'm not sure. I sent him a message on Twitter. So I'm sure he's seen it, because he's got about as many Twitter followers as I do, which is very, very little. So they said Ryan Bader will have 3 belts if he wins tonight. He'll have the light heavyweight championship, the heavyweight championship, and then there is a belt for winning the heavyweight Grand Prix, which seems, I get that, something that you get to keep forever for winning that. But it's not like you have 2 belts. I mean, you get the heavyweight championship for winning the Grand Prix. Still very cool. Fedor versus Sarah. Oh, Jesus. Jones versus DC, please. Kiki, what's good?
Came into his first Bellator fight facing rising
All right, everybody, if you could please hit that thumbs up for me. Get a few more thumbs up. Recently, well, for a long time, I had wondered, you know, what do all these thumbs up and comments really do for you? Because you don't get money for them. It's not like you ever get paid for a like or a comment or anything. So I was like, what does it do for you? Lately, I've been doing a deep study into the algorithms of YouTube, watching a lot of great creators like Daryl Eves, a lot of the people who teach other YouTubers how to rank their channels, how to get their channels ranked to the top. And that is a huge demographic of having interaction from your viewers. And I don't think I could ask for a more interactive crowd than you guys. So thank you so much. I could imagine where I would be ranked if you guys never said anything.
How much horsepower does this thing have?
Probably not very good.
Are you filming?
At Booking.com, we can't guarantee you'll be any good at that water jet thingy.
So like I said, coming up, Ricky Bandejas versus Juan Archuleta.
Like this one. Or any home. Boat. Treehouse. Yurt. Whatever. Get the
A lot of big fights on the horizon coming up on ESPN. An amazing amount of fights. Of course, we're getting closer to Kane versus Francis Ngannou. But the fight I'm most excited about, I don't remember the last time I was as excited about a fight, of course, as I am about Justin Gaethje versus Edson Barboza. That's absolutely amazing. I don't want to distract too much from Bellator tonight, but in between commercials, I'm a little obsessed with that fight. Where's the Yugoslavian, says Camille? I think he's still at work. Fedor belly button. Get your son to prank you and do silly things in the background. Put out short viral videos. Yeah, I should put some more out of that. So you guys have seen a little, just a sample of a few little things that I've done recently. Like I did the growing up with Mike Tyson thing. If you guys haven't seen that, I just talk about all the memories of growing up around Mike Tyson. And then I did the Fedor the Goat thing. Those things were both really fun to do. The Tyson thing was definitely, the Tyson thing was definitely an impulse thing. I had just finished listening to that podcast. I actually recorded that like a day after the podcast dropped, and I was waiting to upload it. But I got a little emotional, not like about Tyson, but it just brought back a lot of memories, you know, of childhood and community and different things. So I wanted to do that video while I had all those emotions running through me, and the memories and stuff. But I plan on doing more videos like that. They call those kinds of videos evergreen videos. I do a lot of videos that they might get a lot of views up front on live stream or a pre-fund, but not too many people want to watch a live reaction of Bellator 214 3 weeks later. So if I can do things that are provoking for people, like if you haven't seen the video where I compare the counts on when Mike Tyson gets knocked down versus when Buster Douglas gets knocked down, I took the time to put those counts side by side and end the argument forever. Those are, like I said, those are called evergreen content, and that's what really builds a lot of these big channels in the long run. These channels that videos that continue to pay dividends week, month, and even year after year. Best heavyweight fight ever, Fedor versus Brett Rogers. Oh, that was very good. Oh, Donald Trump versus Nancy Pelosi. Jesus. Surprised the Russians haven't bombarded your live chat unless they're all over Fedor fights. They're all probably, or usually they're all over, they have enough illegal streams. Oh, I bet there's tons of them out there right now. Tonight could be the best. Should be a great fight for sure. Groin shot always got viral. Young David punch you in the jewels. Oh, jeez. Not a country anymore, Sultan. Sorry. Pretty good. Yugoslavian like you. Bandejas is peligroso. Should be a good fight for sure. These guys make a great commentary crew. I mean, Bellator really lucked out right now, talking Big John McCarthy and to becoming a commentator. Juan Archuleta versus Ricky Bandejas. They are on their way to the cage, 135 pounds at bantamweight here. Not a real deep bantamweight division in Bellator, but they are out there looking for new fighters, and there's a lot of new fighters to choose from right now. These new fighters are not just training one or two arts. A lot of them, they're training everything. Ricky Bandejas, 4 wins by knockout, 3 wins by submission. Comedic genius always enters with the best one-liners. Where's this guy? Yes, he does. Artem Lobov killed his pet goat for taking his title. Oh, that's great. Oh, yes. That is great. He's dangerous. Yeah, Ricky Bandejas is a dangerous dude. He's got some sick submissions. He can also knock you out in numerous different ways. He's going to be a problem at bantamweight. He could certainly be a future champion. Juan, the Spaniard, Archuleta, making his way down to the cage right now. And called the Spaniard, of course, fighting out of Spain. Walking down with the flag of Spain right now. And he runs into the ring, kind of reminiscent of the old Clay Guida intros. As you remember, Clay Guida used to just run around the cage like a madman. I was always afraid that he was going to run out of energy before the fight started, but it never happened. And he comes out to Killing in the Name of Rage Against the Machine. One of the best bands ever, by the way. Juan Archuleta, 21-1, 31 years old, 5'7". Ricky Bandejas, 11-1, 27 years old, 5'10". Bandejas just an inch reach advantage. They both weighed in at 135 pounds. I got a good feeling about this fight, guys. These are 2 top prospects here. Ricky Bandejas on a 6-fight win streak. The New Jersey boy, Ricky Bandejas. Juan Archuleta, 16-fight win streak. Wow, both of these guys just 1 loss in their entire careers. Two Sky. They're hit and miss, so he's a good dude. Yep, Spaniard fighting out of Delaware. Yeah, he's cool. Literally fighting of Delaware. That place is a dump. I fight my way out too. Stay there, genius. All right, here we go. Archuleta and Bandejas. Bandejas with the blue gloves. Archuleta with the red. Bandejas starts quickly. Oh, and Archuleta goes for the takedown immediately. Flips Bandejas over. Bandejas stands back up. Archuleta picks him up and slams him back down to the canvas. Archuleta, knees to the stomach and the legs. I said Bandejas starts early. It's Archuleta that's starting out early right now. Knees to the backs of the calves of Bandejas. And Archuleta tries to pull Bandejas off the fence one more time here. Bandejas has a great center of gravity. He has a really good center of gravity when he grabs the fence like that. I don't think the referee caught that. Foot stomps from Archuleta. That's a veteran move. Back to the days of the king of the streets, Marco Huas. Archuleta's got to watch out. There he goes. He's got to move his head to the center of the back of Bandejas to watch out for those elbows. Oh, big right hook from Archuleta to break that, and they are back to the center of the cage. And both of these men have great striking. Left hook to the body for Archuleta, and he backs out. And Ricky Bandejas, he's a great striker, but he may have bit off more than he can chew in the veteran Archuleta. This guy is a tough and wily dude. They both crack leg kicks at once. Oh, and Archuleta knocks Bandejas down with a jab there. Oh, barely misses a jumping right hook. Nice low leg kick there from Bandejas. Bandejas, of course, coming off a very impressive highlight reel submission in his last outing. Nice low leg kick there for Archuleta. And Archuleta already giving the youngster a ton of different looks. Another nice low leg kick from Bandejas. Bandejas trying to stay calm. Oh, a nice front kick to the body there from Archuleta. And a left hook to the body from Archuleta. He's digging to that body early. Leg kicks and body shots. Oh, and Bandejas goes for those spinning heel kicks. He missed that one, but he's got some highlight moves in his repertoire. Two minutes left in this first round. Bandejas lands a body kick. Front kick to the body. Archuleta misses two big hooks there. Archuleta may tire himself out with all this. He's moving so much. It's an amazing amount of movement. And Bandejas, oh, nice low leg kick there from Archuleta, though. That was one of those really low ankle kicks. Tripped Bandejas up. Oh, Bandejas catches Archuleta coming in with a little kick to the head. It did tap him. Archuleta goes for the takedown now. I mean, it didn't stun him, but it definitely let him know Bandejas was there. And Bandejas lands a nice counter right hook. Oh, and they both land big hooks at the same time. And Bandejas seems to be getting more comfortable with the timing of Archuleta. There can be a benefit to being very busy, but that can also mean that you open yourself up to a lot of combos. Both men missed big hooks there. 30 seconds left in this first round. Of course, tonight, Aaron Pico, Jack Swagger, Fedor Emelianenko, Ryan Bader, all to come. But right now, Ricky Bandejas and Archuleta in a great fight here. A couple of nice knees to the body there from Bandejas. Another great knee to the body. And Archuleta's going to get a takedown again here. And he's got the back of Bandejas, but it's right before the bell, and that's going to be the end of the first round.
My head really hard, and I woke up in this alternate universe.
Spaniard fighting out of Venice, California, says Robert. Ah, I got you. Well, he had the flag of Span there, and he calls himself the Spaniard. When is the fight? What's up, Nathan Sprague? Can I be a mod now? Soon. Soon. Thanks for asking, though. No, New England is considered baby Delaware. This is the first I saw Fedor with his expressionless face. I thought he looked more like he was in the Down syndrome spectrum instead of tough and badass. Who do you want to win? Fedor's... With my heart, it's Fedor. My brain goes towards Bader, though. Think Conor will fight Cowboy? Oh, absolutely. That fight's already set. They're both agreed. Oh, Chuck Liddell and Dan Henderson sitting together there in the audience. Wow. What's up, Denise Hugh? Thanks for coming in. I like that jump front body kick. Used that a lot back in sparring days. Yeah, that's a nice kick. I caught that too, Zoltan. Excuse me. I said a little. Round 2. Archuleta coming out aggressive again. Here shoots Bandejas able to. Oh, and Bandejas lands a spin kick to the body. Nice low leg kick there from Archuleta. 4:20 left in the second round. Archuleta goes to the takedown there. Bandejas, great defense to spin back up. And they're back in the center of the cage. Archuleta's swinging some wild shots, but he's missing wildly. He had a good start, but I think Bandejas is getting an idea of how he wants to fight him. Oh, and Bandejas once again catches Archuleta with a shin kick to the head as Archuleta comes in for a takedown. Yeah, Archuleta, that's just a strange style to have that much lateral movement. And it looks like there was an eye poke from Bandejas. Archuleta complaining, but the referee didn't see it. Archuleta throws a body kick. Bandejas picks it up and throws him down. Bandejas is going to let him back up. Fight not stopped for any eye hooks. Archuleta going for another takedown here. He's got Bandejas around the waist. This is a really good fight, I think, for Ricky Bandejas if he comes out of it on the right side. Because he sees a guy with an extremely aggressive, extremely hard style to deal with. And he's been very calm and patient. Trying to study Archuleta, trying to figure out what's going on here. And Archuleta just pushing Bandejas into the fence here. Kind of at a stalemate. We'll see if the referee... Oh, and they break it themselves and go back to the center of the cage. Oh, nice straight right there from Archuleta. Oh, and Bandejas lands a counter right hook as Archuleta's coming in. And Bandejas has got great power for a middleweight. Oh, and he lands a nice body kick there. And he's starting to counter Archuleta as Archuleta comes in. Look for Juan Archuleta to possibly get caught by something big if he continues this overly aggressive style. It's not even that he's attacking a lot, it's just so much movement. Bandejas goes for a flying knee that misses there. I think he was trying to time Archuleta coming in there. Oh, nice side kick to the body from Bandejas. Oh, big one, too, from Archuleta. He caught Bandejas right on the chin there. And Bandejas catches a front kick from Archuleta, pushes it to the side. Minute 15 left in this second round. Of course, February 16th coming up. Finally, Michael Venom Page versus Paul Daly. That's the next big Bellator fight. Cannot wait for that one. Bandejas trying to put the pressure on Archuleta, trying to corner him. This guy never stops moving. Oh, and Archuleta looks like grazed him with a right hook there. I'm going to start calling Archuleta the lemur. Because you guys know the Spider-Man villain that GSP played in one of the Spider-Man movies. I think it was, no, it wasn't the lemur, it was the leaper, excuse me. This guy just leaps all over the place. He's not necessarily even doing anything. And he pushes Bandejas up against the fence now, landing some foot stomps and some knees to the legs. Oh, Archuleta picks Bandejas up there. Bandejas able to defend the takedown there. Right hook for Archuleta at the bell. Chuck got knocked out so hard in his mind, he still thinks his fight, Tito fight is still coming up. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I feel bad about Chuck. Conor is beat, though, after that Khabib fight. Twice, Bavarka. Next time I bounce you. Thank you, Dean. My heart goes to clogged arteries, and my brain goes to the CTE, Mikey. Oh, that is great comedic. Yes, great job, Dean. PR, yes, he is a good call. Healthy boundaries, Mike standards, yep. Thank you. I'm grandfathered in, says comedic. What am I drinking tonight? Nothing interesting tonight. I am drinking some tea with honey in it. Some mix of a couple different kinds of tea. Green tea, Rubio's tea, some honey in there, some echinacea, and a bunch of healthy crap. I'm fighting off a flu. Coming off the flu. Been really bad in the area. Big John's scorecard. He has Archuleta winning the first 2 rounds. He has Bandejas having to do something to finish the fight. I have it. That's 20-18. I have it tied 19-19. Hard to argue with Big John, though. Oh, Ricky barely misses a head kick there. I do wish he could still ref, but what in addition to not only commentating, but scoring by a commentator, Big John McCarthy is. Because Joe Rogan doesn't do that. He doesn't tell you who he thinks is going to win a fight. He won't, and he doesn't score the fight as it goes on. Oh, nice knee to the body from Bandejas and a big right hook upstairs. And I thought Bandejas started to take over the fight in the last round. Although Archuleta not without his moments. Oh, Bandejas goes for like a karate kick there. A karate kick misses. 3:30 left in the third round. And Archuleta going for another takedown here, and he slams Bandejas. Almost had his back. Bandejas right back up, though. He does have his back, but from standing. He hooks one of Bandejas' legs. Bandejas trying to get wrist control right away. He knows he does not want to be in this position. Bandejas turns the other direction here. Archuleta relentless with the takedown attempt here. Has Bandejas around the waist. And then it's a good thing sometimes to hook that leg up when you're going for a takedown. Sometimes like Khabib does. But depending on what you're doing, sometimes you can also block your own takedown. I think Archuleta might have done it there. He had Bandejas from behind for like a belly-to-back suplex position. And then he put his own leg in between the legs, and I think he might have blocked his own throw. And they are back in the center of the cage. Oh, left hook lands for Archuleta. And I believe Archuleta is winning this round. Oh, spinning kick to the body attempt for Bandejas just misses. Nice knee to the body there from Bandejas. I believe Bandejas has the more potential. I believe he's probably the better mixed martial artist. Archuleta just has a style that's extremely hard to deal with, though. Nice low leg kick there from Archuleta. And he may end up winning this fight just because Ricky Bandejas is having a really hard time figuring out how to hit him. The things that he does very well, and you don't see this kind of style very often. And Bandejas starting to miss a lot now. And Archuleta is just going to continue to go for those takedowns. And John McCarthy says Bandejas needs to pull the trigger more, and I agree with him. Nice left hand there from Archuleta. 19-19 on my card. Big John McCarthy's card has Bandejas down by 2 rounds, needing a finish. Archuleta had the takedown there for a minute. Bandejas pops back up, landing some short little shots to the temple. 40 seconds left here in the 3rd round. Elbows here from Bandejas, but nothing big. It's kind of like on the body, shoulders. Oh, some of them getting through to the head there on the side of the temple, but not enough leverage, it looks like, there to make a big difference. Oh, nice left hook and a right hook there from Bandejas. 20 seconds left. He better move in. I think he needs a finish to win this fight. Oh, Bandejas, nice side kick to the body, but Archuleta lands a jab and a right hook. Archuleta goes for a wild spinning left kick there, lands a 1-2. Bandejas lands a body kick. Couple of nice body kicks here at the end. I have that 2 rounds to 1 for Archuleta, though, and if Big John McCarthy scored that one for Archuleta, he has it a UD. And Ricky Bandejas' first loss in Bellator. So we'll see. I can never forget what Diaz did to Daly. It was so bad, could have looked fake. It was nasty, bro, definitely. Yeah. Tequila contains probiotics, facts. So you mean I can get drunk and healthy? Sign me up. Wouldn't that be nice? What fight is on now? What's up, Guajardo Brothers MMA in the house? It's Ricky Bandejas and Archuleta. I cannot remember the... it's down... Juan Archuleta, excuse me. At 135. We're waiting for the decision. Ricky Bandejas might just had the first loss of his Bellator career. Speaking of that, how are the Guajardo brothers in their quest to get to Bellator or the UFC? Guajardo brothers, friends of Fights of Friends for quite some time now. I've covered some of their fights over in California, Cage Warriors, and they're also professional boxers. Science, bro, picograms. I've had my lungs sent to Cancer Society, my liver sent to Alcoholics Anonymous, and last and mostly the least, my brain to science. Learn something new every day, says Longhorn. Joe needs to be a good little boy from Daddy. Oh, it's Joe. Did Jorge Juarez fight already? I believe so, Guajardo. I believe he was on the prelims. I didn't see his name on the site.
How can I check my credit score? Credit Karma. Don't worry, it's free.
Jorge Juarez versus David Pacheco. He may still be coming up. Yeah, they got it in kind of a mixed up order here on Tapology. I'm going to go back to the Bellator site. I don't believe he's on the main card, though. If he is, he hasn't fought yet. No, another fun fact, if you get tequila with worm in and eat the worm, raging hard for 3 days. Facts. Alright, here's the official decision. Unanimous decision. Juan, the Spaniard, Archuleta moves to 21-1. That's a big victory over Ricky Bandejas tonight. And Big John will interview him. And coming up next, we will have Jake Hager, better known as Jack Swagger of the WWE, against J.W. Kiser. Archie won. Yep, saw it on Facebook. Gonna come true. Thank you, Guardo Brothers. I appreciate it. I thought Ricky won, said Mario. I thought he won the second round. That was a strange fight, and it could have been strange to score. Archuleta did a lot of things that were not necessarily conducive to winning a fight. He was just extremely active. Archie won, says Gambia. I had Archie winning, but yep, 17 straight wins. He says he's coming for the belt. It's definitely an entertaining style to watch. But man, it is a wild style as well. Very, very strange to train for. All right, up next, at least that's the schedule I have, is up next, Jack Hager, better known as Jack Swagger of the WWE, up next against J.W. Kiser. Now, of course, we know at the end of the day, the only reason he is here this quickly is because of his WWE career. But as Dean told us, he has a great wrestling background. Remember, Brock came from the WWE. This does not appear to be a CM Punk type moment. This guy is big. He's strong. He's 36 years old, so he's a little younger. The guy is absolutely jacked. I have a good feeling about him in Bellator. Yeah, I don't know about that, Comedic Genius. I'm not quite sure. In fact, Tony Ferguson can speak every language known to man in English. Damn, that's impressive. That is great. And I think I have heard him speak every language known. Wow, does Rory McDonald not looking like Clark Kent with the glasses here? Wow. I didn't even recognize him until they came and interviewed him. I seriously did not recognize Rory McDonald. You know, I mean, he's got the preppy polo, the glasses and everything. Looks like he stepped straight off of a college. And we'll be seeing him here soon. If you guys hadn't found out yet, Rory McDonald will be defending his championship against a longtime veteran, UFC veteran John Fitch. Jake Hager, former WWE Heavyweight Champion, warming up in the back. He's been training full-time MMA for only 18 months. And there's a look at his opponent, J.W. Kiser. This is his Bellator debut. 0-1. And a lot of people might not be here for J.W. Kiser, including anybody of the human sort. But he could definitely make a name for himself tonight, being on the undercard of Fedor versus Bader. And where is RS, by the way? RS, are you in here? Fedor's fighting, and I don't see RS. I hope he's okay. Seriously. John Fitch versus Roy should be interesting. Rory is a GOAT as well. Who's winning tonight? Thurman versus Josecito. I'm not sure who's winning. I haven't been watching it, but I would pick Thurman in that one. What do you think, Guajardo? Who do you think? Josecito's a tough dude, but I think Keith Thurman. I would favor him. Him and Robbie had the most brutal fight ever. Yes, they did. Hunt Bigfoot was up there too. Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, that's true. PJ is here. What's up, 700 Gabriel? How you doing, my friend? All right, guys. Before the next fight starts, fortunately, unfortunately, depending on where you're at, we have another ad. TurboTax. It's tax time. Nobody likes tax time. Unless you're me, and I kind of actually enjoy doing my taxes. I don't know if I've told you guys this. Maybe I'm a bit sick. Or maybe it's because I have TurboTax. TurboTax, buy into it. Whether you have questions about your tax, no matter what your tax situation is, you're going to get more money back. I pretty much guarantee it, or you're going to pay in less. No matter what your situation is, they always find something I didn't know. They're up to date on the best tax laws out there, and you're much less likely to get audited sending your taxes through TurboTax. But the best part of it, is you're going to get a huge discount. Everybody here on Fights with Friends, you get a 20% discount. Just use this code from fightswithfriends.com for TurboTax to do your taxes if you've gotten your W-2. And you'll get 20% off. And I will be very happy also because TurboTax is going to send me a $10 gift card from Amazon to help out with expenses from here on Fights with Friends. So thank you to TurboTax for that generous donation and sponsorship. Hell of a salesman, says Mario. Hey, I won't ever advertise for anything that I don't believe in. I've never paid taxes because I work in trade, not direct income. Cold Pursuit looks dope. Mike and Selfish Water. I like tax season. It's my birthday. Nice, Dean. That's a good reason to like it. It's my daughter's, too. Only property tax here in Costa. Zoltan, I am giving some serious consideration one day to moving to Costa Rica. I think I've talked about this with you before, but I talked to you about some investments that I made a long time ago that'll mature in a windfall. So, what's the internet like there, by the way? I gotta visit Costa Rica though. We talked about this a while back. I gotta stay in touch with you over there. I just have to have really good internet to make sure that I'm able to stream over there. And I don't think talking the wife into it would be much of a thing because she's fluent in Spanish. I just got to get her set up on her YouTube channel, and she's a teacher. She's got plenty of things to put on a YouTube channel. Jake Hager, Jack Swagger, All-American Wrestler, Oklahoma 2006, 30 pins in one season, a school record, 12 years as a professional wrestler, two-time world champion WWE and ECW. He will be making his pro MMA debut tonight. He has been training for 18 months. He is a 6-to-1 favorite, in his debut tonight. Eric, that's the greatest advertisement read I've ever heard in my life. I didn't read anything. I don't even use reads. So thank you. I'm glad you liked it. I'm homeless and panhandled. No taxes here. Well, hey, here you go. Transitioning to MMA through the years. Brock Lesnar, Ken Shamrock. Of course, there has been many more. King Mo Lawal. My next door neighbor loves tax season. He's got 8 kids. Yeah, people with kids love tax season. That's true. I heard Detroit has some good Wi-Fi. Yeah, I don't know about Detroit. I'm a little worried about Detroit. I don't know. I still use the barter system, but thanks. And a serious meth habit. So need a link. We don't do. All right, no links, please. You get me in trouble with YouTube. Sorry, guys. I'm not even going to give Sergey a timeout here because I can tell he's trying to be very nice about it. Thank you for deleting that. Okay, thank you, Dean. And Dean, thank you. I told Dean to give those guys the timeout. You were very nice about that, though, but that is the rules. Thank you, Dean, for upholding that and keeping me tough. But go to DAZN.com. You get a 7 free day trial over there, or it's on the Paramount Network. Sling TV, DirecTV now. Those guys usually have some kind of, if not a 7-day, maybe even a 30-day free trial. Jake Hager's been training at Dave Batista's MMA and Jiu-Jitsu Center. So interesting. I mean, I guess not super surprising he's training with another wrestler, but you would think he would surround himself around a real MMA camp. But wrestling, a lot of people have said wrestling is the best base in MMA, and this guy has a world of experience in wrestling. I don't think his opponent is ready for what's coming at him tonight, 41-year-old J.W. Kiser. I do believe Jake Hager, better known as Jack Swagger, will come out with an impressive victory tonight against a lackluster opponent. Thank you, Dean. Dean even had to make me tough there. I almost got soft for a minute. That was my problem. Seems like you're using meth as Viagra. I might try that. Oh, Jesus. Let's not encourage the use of meth from anyone, please. Even if you're joking around, I really don't need YouTube seeing those things in my combos, guys. Thanks. All right, guys. I am going to take a very quick bathroom break. I will be right back.
Then just type in this coupon code at checkout and you'll save up to 40% through this exclusive the offer to save up to 40% now. Go to Readers.com and enter this coupon code at checkout. That's Readers.com.
Oh. Alright, I've made myself a tight little situation here. But I am back. And Jack Swagger will be back here in just a minute to make his Bellator debut. Would be an interesting story. So a lot of these guys have had interesting stories coming out of the WWE, of course. I will tell you guys what, though. Here's an interesting story, though. And this is a true story here recently. A Miami man was arrested after he put a gun in his 8-year-old son's backpack, forgot about it, and then went to the school to get it back. Raymond Norrie, 57, of Miami, was charged with possessing a weapon on school grounds, improper exhibition of a weapon in possession of a concealed firearm. Guys, this guy was released on $17,000 bail. He could go to jail afterwards, and all because he forgot that he had put a gun in his son's backpack. You know who doesn't forget things? People that take Alpha Brain. And if you go to On It right now, with this link, I'm going to hook you guys up before the fight with some free Alpha Brain. Guys, don't forget your gun in your son's backpack. I'm not sure why you would put it in there to begin with, but don't forget shit. Take Alpha Brain. All right. Here we go, guys. J.W. Kiser, Jake Hager, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, in the heavyweight division. Both men making their Bellator debuts. Will this be another Brock Lesnar? Will this be another super athlete comes out of WWE to surprise MMA? Or will it be another embarrassment to the sport? Will Jack Swagger's name fall by the wayside with CM Punk and other celebrities that have made their try in MMA? We're about to find out, and I gotta tell you, I am highly interested. J.W. Kiser in the cage right now, awaiting Jack Swagger, who admitted a lot of people aren't going to like how much I get paid for this fight. Oh, guys, let's think of a code. Oh, jeez, Candy. Anybody need some sausage legs? Oh, jeez. Mike with the curveball, love it. Dad of the year. Yeah, I do have to wonder, though, how the hell do you forget why did you put a gun in your son's backpack to begin with? That's what mystifies me to begin with. That's the biggest question here for me. So I don't know. That guy's maybe got a few more issues, but and J.W. Kiser, I'm not sure who he's praying to here, but and Jack Swagger kind of meditating over here in the corner himself. It's got to help it's got to help him that he's been in front of such big crowds with the WWE. Of course, this is much different. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know WWE. I don't watch it. I haven't really watched it in a long time. I think this might be Jack Swagger's WWE music coming down to. They had some kind of symbol. He's coming down with the American flag here. And everyone's being patient. Jake Hager, he's going to milk this for everything that it's worth. And oh wow, is that Busta Rhymes? I believe that's Busta Rhymes. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot of current rappers, but I believe it's that Busta Rhymes is rapping for him live on his way down to the cage. That voice is a little too deep. Actually, I'm not sure who it is, but he does have a live rapper coming down to the cage with him for his entrance, for his debut. No lie, this is a true story. I got expelled from elementary school for bringing a realistic-looking cap gun made of metal that I bought in Mexico. Oh, I believe it, PR. Hype train derailment in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I gotta tell you, there was some temptation in my heart to throw down a few dollars when I seen that Jack Swagger was a 6-1 favorite in his MMA debut. Dude's got his own rapper, yep. That slogan that don't forget, take that Alpha Brain, perfect. Oh, no, he didn't. Just uses WWE Titantron. Yes, I believe he did, Craig. It's WWE Truth, WWE Star R-Truth. Oh, are you kidding me? So we have 2 WWE people here? Oh, that might be more than I can handle. Busta Rhymes doesn't have dreads. That's Kevin Lee. Oh, God. He did when I used to listen to him. Oh, come on, Mario. Laughing tears. It's our truth. WWE Wrestling. Damn. Well, I mean, Dana's done it. Why not Scott done it? It's Scott Coker. And while 17 fighters, believe it or not, will make as little as $1,500 without their win bonus tonight, Jack Swagger, underneath the California State Athletic Commission, what they're required to release is making at least $50,000 for his performance. I'm sure he's making much more. That's the released purse. But in looking that up, I was amazed. 17 fighters will make less than $1,500 tonight. Jake Hager making his pro debut, 36 years old, 6'5", 238 pounds. J.W. Kiser, 1-1. I seen him listed as 0-1. So he has 2 fights. 41 years old, 5'11", 224.3 pounds. How dare you bring shame upon Oklahoma? What's up, Big Black Jerome in the house? What's up, man? Good to see you, sir. I haven't seen, last time we seen you, it was your birthday. J.W. Kiser, MMA record 1-1 with a knockout. Will he get another knockout and knock the swagger off of Jack's back tonight? Everybody make your predictions. I'm going to say that I kind of hope Jack Swagger loses, but I'm going to say that he finishes the fight. I'm going to say he wins by knockout. Only reason I can think of it is doing candy in his son's bag, was making a pickup delivery, took some protection. in and he smoked some of his own supplies and forgot it. That's a good explanation, comedic genius. Jake was an All-American wrestler at Oklahoma State. Oh, I didn't realize that. Hager by decision. His referee, Zeb Coulter. I can't remember that guy's name. I don't think it's Zeb Coulter, but it's the guy with the braided, the braided ponytails. All right, Hager with the red gloves. Kiser with the blue. Oh, nice right hand immediately lands for Kiser, and Hager's going to go in for the takedown. Waste no time. And Kiser pulling guard here. Let's see how Hager's submission defense is. 4:20 left in this first round. Nice little elbow to the body there from Hager. Kiser has Hager's leg wrapped up. We'll see if Hager knows how to pass guard here or to try to move to a better position. I'll be the first to say that WWE fighters are very athletic. And he's going for a straight armbar here on J.W. Kiser. That's not going to work at heavyweight. With no leg in or anything, you might get that at some of the lighter weights, but not at heavyweight. Oh, big elbow from the top from Hager. Another big left elbow, and he is dropping big elbows. He landed a couple big elbows there on Kiser. And Jake Hager now looking to be in complete control of this match. Landed some short elbows and hammer fists. Nice left hook. And a big right hand. 3 minutes left in the first round. And Hager might be going for, he's going for a head and arm choke here. He might have it. And he got it! Jake Hager, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, submits J.W. Kiser with a head and arm choke in his first fight in Bellator. Now, I asked, is this going to be the Brock Lesnar type of acquisition, or is it going to be the CM Punk type of acquisition? Well, I don't think it's CM Punk. How good he'll be, I think we got a long time to find out, but that was an impressive performance. A nice big elbow there on the replay, right on the forehead of J.W. Kiser. And the head and arm choke, that's a natural one for wrestlers because they use that in pins. And like I said, he broke the record at Oklahoma State for pins in a season with 30. So that may be something that he goes back to. Wrestlers are also very, very good at getting side control. So look for that in his career. Look for him to work on learning how to strike and look for submissions out of side control. And Dean was right, by submission. Superman punch, says BR. Hager will win by submission, says Jerome. It's over, you know, the second you go for the takedown your debut and don't get it as expected, it's over. Swagger by sub, 3 minutes a second. You got the time right, Dean. Just one round off. They should be athletic. They take steroids 300 days a year on the road. Very true, PR. Hager reminds me of Stephan Bonner. I was right, but yep. He tapped. Good call, Jerome. Trains out of Dave Batista's MMA gym. Yeah, they were talking about that. That is interesting. I mean, I guess that's where he would feel comfortable, though, among another WWE wrestler. So, but hey, props out to him. He could get paid to get in there and do that show and to come out and actually fight, you know, for a living. That's pretty cool. He was fighting a gas station clerk, though. Let's be real. Well, being that he was a 6-1 favorite in his Bellator debut, that was a little bit of a red flag. Has a few MMA wins as well. The guy looked like he just left the bar, 3 to be exact. Yep. Well, he was 1-1. He had a knockout in MMA. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, who knows who he fought? So, I mean, one fight doesn't necessarily mean anything. While we're here on the break in between, we talked about on here, we had a poll, obviously we talked about Jon Jones's drug test and his VADA test now coming back positive with the Picos, and I am going somewhere with this, not just to bash Jon Jones, but January 29th, Jon Jones will have to face that California State Athletic Commission. But there's a little more to that story, and I'll get to that after this interview with Jack Swagger after his first MMA fight. I'm just stating stuff because my cable mountain is like a minute ahead of Dish. I gotcha. Man, that is a big dude. He's a little tall. He's this big John McCarthy, maybe an inch or so too taller. He's bigger than Big John McCarthy. That is a big dude. Says, I feel like hard work pays off. Not a lot of reaction from this crowd after that win. Like I said, I don't know how big of a WWE star he was. Obviously a pretty big star because he was champion.
What were you thinking when you were on the ground? I was trying to slow everything down in my mind, keep control. I wanted to lay on him all day. I know I was going to get that big elbow in there.
And I like that he's being professional in his interview here. And he says, you're going to see me a lot more in this Bellator cage.
So, as long as you guys want to keep seeing me out here, I'm going to keep bringing it. I know your old boss gave you one thing. He said, don't lose. Is there something you want to say back to him now? Hey, sometimes to convince Vince, you have to convince Vince.
And Vince McMahon told him, don't lose.
I don't think you can say it any better than that. Congratulations on your first win in MMA. Welcome to Bellator. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Mr. Jake Hager. He began wrestling at age 5.
Yes, Bobby Lashley was another wrestler for sure. I missed that. Earlier. Thank you, Greg. Tired of Jones? Seriously tired of him? I'm forgiving you. I'm a forgiving once and for all, twice, 3 times. That's a problem. I'll quit. I'm still busting balls, though. Don't worry, Colby Covington is going to make the UFC great again. Good catch, Robert, but he had that in WWE, too. All right. Okay, so what I was talking about coming up here January 29th in just 4 more days. Not Jon Jones will face the California State Athletic Commission, but even much bigger in my mind, Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov will have their long-awaited date with the California State Athletic Commission. Now, I guess that's just for their licensing there, because I think the whole event happened in Nevada. But they will have a hearing before the California State Athletic Commission. Hopefully that will be a step towards getting that taken care of and getting Khabib and Conor back in the cage. And this is really cool. They're bringing out a bunch of firefighters, recognizing first responders, firefighters, police officers, paramedics. Very, very cool. Bellator raising some funds for first responders here, also giving them seats. I also, one of my very good friends, Tom, former Air Force, he was in Afghanistan and Iraq 9 different times. I think I've talked about this. Now he, still works with his military buddies at the VA, and they gave him and about 20 of his fellow soldiers very, very good seats at the Bellator there in Boise. They had a contest for soldiers to win packages, and it was about 20 of them. He said they got really good seats. So that's actually a really nice stadium there in Boise, though. So hats off to Bellator for that. What round you all got Fedor, KO, and Bader in? I think the cops are about to brawl right now. Oh, jeez. I missed a few here, dude.
The limited plan gives you 5 lines for just $20 per month per line.
Really?
Yes, and you can save more than $1,000 over Verizon and AT&T.
Keith Thurman defeats Lopez by decision. Thank you for the update, Bruns. 498. Oh, and I should update my ticket here. Thank you for the thank you for that. Oh, and I still had 135 pounds on there. Wow.
Book right now and get 2 days free at the parks.
Time for new reading glasses? Go to readers.com. With hundreds of styles to choose from, in powers ranging from 1.0 to 7.0. Readers.com also has readers hard to find.
All right, Aaron Pico and Henry Corrales will be up next, and then of course the main event between Ryan Bader and Fedor Emelianenko.
TV offer. Order now and we'll quickly deliver your readers right to your door. Absolutely worry-free because they're backed by our 100%
I was leaning towards Thurman as well, but I know Lopez is he's a tough out.
and a 100% happiness guarantee. So go online to readers.com.
Cops versus firemen versus paramedics. I've seen the boxing events, charity events they've had where the firemen will fight each other. Or cops, they have a fireman. They call it fights and hoses or something. I know I'm butchering that, but there's some kind of fireman charity event where they all box each other. A big one. Vince McMahon could buy and sell UFC twice and still have change left over to buy a couple Kia bags. Yeah, he's a rich dude for sure. Charlo and Saul next. Oh, that will be great. I got the paramedics. Paramedics my pick too. Now Vince has the XFL, which is reportedly went to 32 franchises, same as NFL. It does appear that they're going to go through with that, doesn't it, Dean? Have they announced the date to that? I thought he was joking about that. I can't believe he's actually bringing the XFL back. Which, for those of you that don't remember the XFL the first time around, they took a lot of NFL players that were kind of on the fence. CFL guys, a few different things. The biggest guy out of there was a guy that he just called himself He Hate Me. He wore that on the back of his jersey because he said the NFL hated him, refused to draft him. And he was one of their best players. But they used a smaller ball than the NFL and a smaller field. It was an interesting gimmick. Bader wins by hammer fist. Ground and pound. Fact is, Ryan is not going to be able to stand with Fedor, so he'll attempt to take down. Yeah, I think, like I said, my heart goes to Fedor, but I really lean towards Bader if I had to bet. Mike, you know, Seattle's getting an NHL team. I'm a little bittersweet about it because I wish it was an NBA team when my Sonics were coming back instead. But I'll root for NHL, and I'm gonna I'll start even covering some hockey. How about that? When Sports with Friends comes out. XFL comes back in 2020, and He Hate Me was great. Rod Smart, thank you. I couldn't remember his real name. Went from the XFL to the Carolina Panthers. Yes, he did. I think 2020. Love hockey. I remember He Hate Me. XL was me. XFL was me. Yeah, it wasn't super entertaining. I didn't watch a lot of it. I will say. I gotta say, I like hockey a lot more live though than on TV. But I haven't really watched it on TV in a long time, so I'm gonna give it another chance. Since we're getting a team now. I'm getting back into a lot more sports since I don't quite have the temper that I used to have. I used to have a hard time watching sports because my team would lose and I would break things, embarrassingly enough. Especially my Sonics to the Chicago Bulls in 1996. But CM Punk should be signed by Bellator as the opening fight for each Bellator card. Because who couldn't watch him get beat the poo beat out of him? I wonder what XFL average salary was. I think I remember them mentioning some things about salary, but it's been a long time ago. Nothing compared to the NFL. Oh, yeah, someone was talking about the NHL All-Star Game being tonight. Hockey is great live for sure. Easier to watch at big high-def TVs. $6 an hour, says PR. Oh, what's $6 an hour? Oh, for XFL. XFL pay, yeah. Oh, don't forget, free Burger King. Hockey is ice soccer. Yes, D, Metro and Central playing. All right, guys, my throat's bothering. I'm going to take a quick break and get a little bit of water, and I will be right back.
Bellator MMA, live on Paramount Network, is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
The Fix Finder tool from AutoZone is a fast source of relief. It tells you what's the most likely fix for your engine light on the spot. For her, a gas cap. For them, new spark plugs. Need a repair shop? We can help with that too. So, how will the AutoZone Fix Finder help you?
Rehearsals are underway for the event of 2019.
I feel like I'm living the dream.
The musical phenomenon Rent is live on Fox. With a cast critics are calling insanely talented.
This cast is so beautiful and so diverse.
Getting ready for the performances of their lives. The season of love is coming. Rent, no day but tomorrow. Live on Fox.
What a nice place.
Donuts, Niçoise salad.
Delivering from over 95,000 restaurants nationwide. If you want it all.
What's up, Dallas Cowboy? Just went to get some more water, man. Remember the XFL player, Rod Smart? He hate me on his jersey. Yep. Yeah, that guy was great. No, not Taco Bell. You remember, you guys that were there for the stream on Tuesday, thank you for showing up. It was a late stream that I scheduled, but I was starting to feel something coming on that night. I probably should have just taken a bunch of vitamins and went to bed. I woke up feeling sicker than crap, and then I ended up going to the doctor twice. Stuff going on, some stuff going in my throat, ear, sinus, and the flu. I don't want to bitch too much, but yeah, I woke up pretty sick. Henry Corrales and Aaron Pico coming up next. This should be a great fight. Touchy is what I do, you know. Dada 5000 will be XFL MVP. Well, Dada died 5 times after that fight in the cage. Somehow they revived him. Top featherweights in that league: AJ McKee, of course, champion Patricio Pitbull, Henry Corrales, and Aaron Pico, both towards the top of that division. You got Emmanuel Sanchez, Pat Curran, Daniel Strauss. Just a division full of killers. Absolute killers. Definitely the deepest division in Bellator by far. And 2 of the top 145 pounders in Bellator will be putting their ranks on the line tonight. Aaron Pico takes on Henry Corrales. Patricio Spitball. Oh, jeez, did Pico win? What's up, Jonathan Ragsdall? They are coming down right now. Henry Corrales is making his way down to the cage as we speak. So good timing, Henry Corrales and Aaron Pico right now. Henry Corrales has finished 12 of his 16 wins, 6 by knockout, 6 by submission. So equally dangerous standing and on the ground. Aaron Pico in just his 5th fight. He's got to bring his best tonight. And Aaron Pico is about a 4-1 favorite tonight. I'm not quite sure about that on the odds makers. Henry Corrales he's a tough SOB. They brung him into Bellator's first 3 fights against 3 former Bellator champions. Basically the top 3 featherweights in Bellator. He's won 4 in a row since then, but this guy's been in there with the best of them, and I don't think Aaron Pico is going to show him anything that he hasn't seen, except for possibly youth and speed. You did not miss the fight, Jason. What's up? Coral the picograms. How's it going, Mike? What's up, Finn Raider? I'm doing good. How are you, sir? Who's next? Aaron Pico and Henry Corrales. Who's going to win, says Elnor, Fedor or Ryan? Aaron Pico's finished all 4 of his wins by first-round knockout. We'll see if he's able to do the same to Henry Corrales tonight. Of course, remember, he was upset in his MMA debut at first-round guillotine choke. Came out with a vengeance since then. Bellator has invested heavily in this gentleman, paying him a salary for several years before he signed with Bellator to continue to develop his skills. Bellator did a similar thing with A.J. McKee, but I believe this is the most that they've ever invested into an athlete before actually stepping into the cage here with Aaron Pico. And I like that game plan from Bellator, and that's how they're going to compete right now in MMA. All right, Aaron Pico, 4-1, 22 years old, 5'8", 145 pounds. Henry Corrales, 16-3, 32 years old, also 5'8", almost everything even, but the age, Corrales 10 years the elder, and Pico with a half-inch reach advantage. This is the co-main event of the evening. Everybody get your picks in. Aaron Pico or Henry Corrales? I'm going to call Aaron Pico by second round knockout, but Corrales is tough. Henry Corrales on a 4-fight win streak. I said 12 finishes, 6 by submission, 6 by knockout. When I hear Goldie on Bellator, I think UFC. Goldberg and Big John McCarthy, they've got a great combo there now. Aaron Pico on a 4-fight win streak as well. 4 knockouts. All 4 of his wins. Jason Herzog will be the referee. And just when I thought I'd heard enough about Picos for a week, I am excited to see this Pico, Aaron Pico. We're okay. What you sipping? Sipping on water right now. I've been a little under the weather. Nice low leg kick from Corrales to start this off. Double jab for Pico. Another low leg kick for Corrales. Pico has started quickly in most of his fights. Lands a nice left hook there. He does have to be careful. Corrales will catch you coming in. Oh, nice left hook to the body and a right hand upstairs. Oh, big right hook from Pico upstairs. Corrales lands a right hook. Nice straight left from Pico. Oh, Pico lands a huge right uppercut, and Corrales is down, and he is rocked. He's back up, but he does not have his legs underneath him. And Corrales, instead of hanging on, is swinging for the fences, but he does not. Oh, big right hand on the chin lands for Pico, and this could be a matter of. Oh, Corrales lands a huge shot, and Pico is gone, and Pico is out! Henry Corrales barely had his feet underneath him, comes back and lands a huge right hook on Aaron Pico and knocks him unconscious. What an amazing finish. Wow, is that an early candidate for round of the year? I cannot believe what I just saw. This is amazing. Let's watch the replay. Pico lands a right uppercut. Corrales is floored. Corrales starts to stand back up. He's wobbly. Pico continues to move in. Lands a knee to the body. They exchange some body shots. And then a huge right hook from Henry Corrales. 4-1 underdog. Wow. He was definitely hurt by a right uppercut and somewhat hurt by a right hook from Pico. But what recovery from Corrales. And he lands another right hook on Pico as he goes down before he hits the canvas. And Pico lands unconscious. Henry Corrales pulls out the 4-1 upset. That was incredible. Corrales gets KO'd. Who called that one? 65 people in the room. Nice. Make that 70. Thank you, PR. Yeah, everybody in here, please hit that thumbs up button if you like what I do. If you're new here and you subscribe to the Fights with Friends family, I will promise to do my best to entertain you. So if you could hit that subscribe button, I appreciate it. And just to let you know, I do have Super Chat, so if you can donate anything to that Super Chat to help the channel keep going, supplies and all the expenses of all the MMA channels we have to have now, that's greatly appreciated too, but definitely not required. I said it, says Mario. Nice. Laid out flat. Holy crap, Pico was out cold. Crap, I was wrong, says Jerome. Damn. CTE setting in young on him. That was crazy. 70 seconds. Pico needs to learn how to chill just a bit. He does that S too often. Still green. Yeah, he's gotten caught twice. That was a weird knockout. Pico was out on his feet and was like a drunk guy wobbling. Wasn't expecting that. What's up, RS in the house? Everybody stand for RS. I was wondering where you at. I'm like, I know your hero's fighting tonight.
So why am I sliding into this ski lodge with my mini horse? Because hotels.com do me.
All right, guys. What an amazing turn of events there. I did not expect that at all. I hadn't even updated the scrolling bar to the correct fight, apparently. Well, I'll go ahead and update that real quick for those people just coming in.
When you're working daily with a guy like Benson Henderson. Benson Henry. What a moment for Henry O.K. Corrales. Winner by knockout. Michael C. Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 1 minute, 7 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout.
Yeah, I did not expect. I knew Henry Corrales had a chance, but I knew he was hurt.
You know, I'm going to say something here right away because I want you to know. Aaron Pico had told me, he said, you know what? Henry Corrales, he's a grown man. And when I mean that, I mean he has that it factor. I can break his jaw, I can knock out his teeth, and he's still going to be there trying to take my head off. And that's what you did. You were hurt, and then you hit him with a combination that just put his lights out. How you feeling, brother?
Yeah, he was right. You know, at my best, I've lived a mediocre life, and I'm ready to die.
I want you to watch what happens here. Watch his right hand. You hit him. You hit him with
They're going to show that replay once again as John McCarthy interviews Henry Corrales. What a moment for Henry Corrales on one of the biggest cards of the year for Bellator. Man.
How did you know that when you were going after him? Did you know that he was out, or you just going to finish the fight?
You know what, dude? What's done is done. Respect to Pico and all his people in the crowd.
That is my question.
And Henry Corrales says, who's next?
Dude, I'm ready for that belt. You know,
He says, I'm ready for that belt. He's fought everybody. I mean, they put him through the ringer coming in. If anybody deserves this, I mean, it's Henry Corrales.
Against Patricio Pitbull that you took on 12 days' notice. Is that the guy you want next?
go. Let's go again, dude. I'll go with any one of these guys. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
And he says he wants the champ, Patricio Pitbull.
Outstanding victory, Henry.
I would love to see that fight.
Take my team and all my family. I appreciate you guys, dude, and you guys driving to be.
All Bellator's poster boys are losing. James Gallagher and Pico got knocked out cold. Yep, Fedor's about to start in a few minutes. First, Gallagher and Rory got stopped. Get stopped. Now Pico. Tough run for Bellator. RS is MVP next. Plenty of fighters, boxers, especially train hard and early, but don't cut as much weight as MMA fighters. You're right. MMA is heavily influenced by wrestling weight cuts. That's a very good point, C4 San Diego. Mike, I got to be honest. I'm pulling for Fedor. I can't help it, even if even when it's against the great Bader. Really? Wow. RS, the #1 Bader fan, even he's pulling for Fedor. That tells you that Fedor is indeed America's adopted son. Henderson with that cheesy smile. I need that Daly versus MVP ASAP. February 16th, man. 3 weeks away. I cannot wait. I've said that was the fight to make for a very long time. Even when people said Paul Daly was done.
We leave tomorrow to head to Atlanta, but tonight you are here taking in some Bellator action. What do you think about the fights you've seen so far?
It's amazing. It's always a great opportunity to get out here and watch these guys fight. And you know what? It's one of those things that there's always something shocking that happens. And this last one was one that you saw what a great effort by both fighters. And
Excuse me.
You know, I'm going to ask you a prediction. We've got Ryan Bader taking on Fedor in our fight next. One's walking away, the heavyweight champ. Who do you have?
you know what? You got to respect Bader. What a fighter he is, man. He's in fights. He fights, you know, such a warrior.
So RS, I'm rooting for Fedor too, but I'm leaning towards Bader.
An opportunity to watch that guy fight. But you know what? I'm going to go with the fighter. I'm going to go with Bader tonight.
Looks like there's split feelings here in the audience. Hey, good luck on Sunday. We look forward to you guys.
I have a feeling that Fedor's the chant from Fedor when he comes down is going to be deafening. And that was the coach of the Rams that they were just interviewing there. Of course, they will be in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 53 against the New England Patriots. Go Rams. And we will be covering that here on Fights with Friends. Super Bowl 53, February 3rd. Don't forget to be here for that. Fedor Emelianenko in the back, gloving up. 26 knockouts to his credit through his career. What has this man not been through? Ryan Bader himself is on a six-fight win streak dating back to the UFC. Main event is next. We saw that with TJ last week. Chin was done. Yep, exactly. Mike, it's January, and you're saying biggest card of the year. Well, biggest card for Bellator. Yeah, I know it, but biggest in the last 12 months. How's that revolving year for Bellator? Anytime Fedor's fighting, it's a big card, and it's the first ever Bellator Grand Prix. I'm stoked about Robert and Kelvin. That might be my fight of the year contender. So, oh, that's going to be a great fight. I've always underestimated Kelvin Gastelum, and you know what? No more. I think Kelvin Gastelum pulls it off against Robert Whittaker. I'm going to call that upset right now. I'm going to say Kelvin Gastelum gets a unanimous decision win over Robert Whittaker. Can't underestimate Fedor's old man strength, but I got Bader. Did they say 42 or 43 though? He's getting up there. Every year after 40, you start to lose. I think they say it is about 1% of your testosterone. Now, for those that are worried or those that are already over 40, I'm sure it's not an exact science, but the word is that through heavy weight lifting, you can basically keep about 1% of testosterone, which means you can stay pretty close to even maybe for quite a while. That's why there's a lot of super strong old men.
Why are you checking your credit score? You don't live with
I got to. Fedor's the legend. I can't help it. But don't tell Fedor if you have him on the show one day. Oh, I'm going to remember this moment. I'm going to have the screenshot just sitting up next to Ryan Bader's face. No. Bader going to get the upset, says Chris Jackson. Fedor's actually the biggest underdog of his career, minus 210. Ryan Bader's a plus 245 favorite. Weighed in at 218 pounds, and he looks good. He looks very good at 218. Bader wins in first round, says Jerome. Fedor is as American as apple pie and gun grabs. What's up, Super Tramp? Good evening, Mike. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Benson never got a knockout like that. No, he didn't. Guys got it all wrong. Bader's getting knocked out in the first round. Remember, Bader lost to Tito. Yes, he did. Wonder what Pico was going to say. Oh, boom. Sorry, doo-doo happens. TJ Dillashaw thought this fight was stopped too early. Oh, that's hilarious, BR. I think Fedor's going to either do an Uchimata to counter Bader's single leg or pull off an armbar from the guard. That is the thing that a lot of people are probably underestimating. Everybody's thinking about Fedor's hands. Fedor's got a definitive advantage in the jiu-jitsu in this match. And even though Ryan Bader's one of the best wrestlers out there at light heavyweight or heavyweight, Fedor definitely knows how to wrestle. Bader will be all over Fedor quick and will smother him, beat him in first round. Fedor is 68, says Drew. Oh, it's hilarious. Fedor wins by spinning back cartwheel kick. Anyone that's on here now have the email for ES Fitness. Dean wants to know. He kind of disappeared. I haven't seen him in a while. Hopefully he's back for the next big UFC card. He wasn't here for Dillashaw either. But if I see him, Dean, even if you're not in, I'll make sure and let him know have him email me so I can get it for you. Fedor is so old, he defies an age. I want someone to Photoshop Ryan Bader's six-pack onto Fedor. Oh, that's hilarious, Norris. I think Fedor turns 70 on February 26. King Mo gets beat a lot, and he's pretty much become a highlight reel for other fighters. 107 years old. Frank Sinatra said it. This fight will determine if Bader can handle the bright lights because he should win. Well, yeah, like I said, he is a huge favorite. He's a plus 245 favorite. He's a minus and Fedor minus 215 underdog tonight, or excuse me, plus 215 underdog Fedor. Minus 245 favorite for Bader. And it looks like Frank Mir has decided to become just a commentator at this point. I hope that's the case. I think he's probably done. I think he probably should be, but I don't know if any of you guys watched the weigh-in. It was excruciatingly long for Bellator, but I did watch it because I couldn't get out of bed, and that's how damn sick I was. So I was watching it, and Fedor was late to the weigh-in, which is very unusual for Fedor. He's never late. And there was a lot of rumors that he was having stomach issues. What kind of stomach issues? I don't know. How severe? Or if those rumors were just made up, I don't know. But the rumors were in quite a few places, including MMA Junkie. CC of MMA Junkie was doing the stream that I was watching. He was filming the weigh-in, and they were talking about the stomach issues that Fedor was supposedly facing. So hopefully he's 100%. This fight will be to determine if Fedor lives or not. Oh, I love that. That's Kimbo Slice Onlys. I got a good one. Who remembers the 7-foot Korean Fedor fought on New Year's Eve years ago? If someone knows his name, I'll give you mad props. I've stumped all my friends. Oh, I can picture him, but I cannot remember his name. He had like a freaky mustache. And didn't that guy fight Jose Canseco too? Fedor Emelianenko, 38-5, 14 knockouts. Let's say 14 knockouts, 15 subs. They were real quick with that. Why was Masasi Lovato canceled? Masasi was injured, back injury. When is going to start? Anyone's no. Fedor and Bader are warming up in the back right now. So as soon as they call for him, this will get underway. Yes, the main event's about to start. Saucy was too busy getting laid. I love that. Mazur got KO'd 10 times in his career. I hope he's done. Yeah, after what Fedor did to him, I think Fedor might have finished him. That was destructive. Fedor, Bellator light heavyweight world champion, fighting for vacated heavyweight world championship tonight. And he will be the second Bellator fighter ever to go for a champ. He would be the first champ in Bellator history, because of course Rory McDonald made the first attempt, and he got destroyed by Gegard Mousasi. I got some quick trivia for you guys, though. We're gonna go one with boxing from something I was watching last night. Joe Frazier versus George Foreman. George Foreman challenged Joe Frazier for the heavyweight championship years back in the 70s. There's Ryan Bader, 11 knockouts, 3 subs, 26-5, warming up in the back. George Foreman came in there in the Challenger, 1974. What punch did George Foreman end that fight in, and what round did it end in? Actually, I'll give it to you on the round, and the punch is just a bonus. What round did George Foreman knock Joe Frazier out in 1974? That's a right hook, round 2. Your RS has got it for 1,000 points. RS on the board. All right, so I kind of almost forgot about trivia. Pretty much forgot about trivia here. I gotta say, so 1,000 points for RS, 1,000 points for Bruins. How do you find Will Smith if he's lost in a blizzard? Oh, jeez. Great job, RS. That was a good one. All right. For a bonus 1,000 points, same fight. What size gloves did George Foreman and Joe Frazier wear that night? We know George Foreman knocked out Joe Frazier to win the heavyweight championship in 1974. What size gloves did they wear? That last dude with the cage tattoo on his Bruins 12 ounce, that is incorrect. RS 10, incorrect. Left to the body 8. XXXL, says Jason. Rumble in the Jungle, round 4 with uppercut. 16, nope, not 16-ounce gloves. Not 16, not 14. Think wild. Think something crazy. I was very... RS is correct. 8-ounce gloves for 1,000 points. Can you guys believe That's why I'm so surprised now that some of these guys are wearing such huge gloves now. George Foreman and Joe Frazier wore 8-ounce gloves. George Foreman, they both landed some great shots. Foreman hit him so hard, knocked him down 6 times in 2 rounds. 20 ounces RS. I beat her. Oh, did you? Bruins on mine. Update your thing because on mine it says RS what? 8-ounce gloves at 816, and then at 817 it says Bruins 498 8-ounce gloves. Or did you say it twice? No, you said 12 ounce before that. I think you were first on yours, but if you update it, I think you'll see you come up first. You're first on the stream here. Excuse me, RS is first on the stream here. Bruins, you got you by a minute. Yeah, that happens sometimes for some reason. Really, those were big gloves, if I remember. I would never imagine those were 8 ounces. Yeah, that was crazy. I happened to be watching that fight last night. That's how I knew that. And I was really surprised to hear when they were announcing, they were talking about the gloves, and they said 8-ounce gloves. I could hardly believe it. Absolutely insane. Not yet. Fight is now. Did Fedor fight yet? No, Fedor will be fighting soon. They are about to make their way down to the cage right now. Or very quickly. But wow. The Heavyweight World Grand Prix Final is finally here. And what 2 better guys to make it through this than Ryan Bader and Fedor Emelianenko. This is a great fight, guys. The Heavyweight World Championship. Question is, when are we going to see Rory McDonald versus the Burger King King? He needs to get through Jack first. Oh, hey, am I winning right? Yes, you are, RS. 2,000 points. All right, I was thinking we don't do enough boxing on here. Sometimes. So let's do a... let's do a quick one here. Muhammad Ali, the first time he fought Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston had to quit because of a separated shoulder in between rounds. What round did Muhammad Ali take out Sonny Liston to win the heavyweight championship the first time when he was 22 years old, 4 years after winning his gold medal? 6th round, yes, it was the 6th round. They stopped it in between the 6th. They called it officially in the 7th, but I got to give you a 6 because that's the last time they threw a punch. RS, that's another 1,000 points. Foreman left hook, round 7. This is geek. 3,000 points for RS. Of course, Ali said afterwards, he said, I wanted to take him out in 8, but he wouldn't let me because he had to stop me from being so great. And with that, Ryan Bader takes on maybe the greatest heavyweight in the history of MMA. Making his way to the cage right now, the light heavyweight champion of Bellator Fighting Championships, Ryan Darth Bader. weighed in at 218 pounds. Wrestling since 7 years old, had a tremendous collegiate wrestling career. I like that, dude. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm from Portugal, so my internet is supposed to have more delay. Oh, yeah, he's even working with a handicap. Ryan Bader, one of the best 205-pound fighters in the world. Maybe the best 205-pounder to ever fight for Bellator. His key to victories: blast, doubles, wear him down on the ground. Just get this fight to the ground if you are Ryan Bader, and watch out for submissions. That man at 218 pounds, he does not look like he has an ounce of fat on his body. And here he comes, making his way to the cage for yet another championship fight. The last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
And now, set to make his way to the cage, the last emperor.
If you don't have goosebumps running up and down your arms right now, you should. Because a living legend, one of the greatest athletes, not just one of the greatest MMA fighters, one of the greatest athletes in the history of modern day sports, is walking down to the cage right now. Former Pride champion, former Affliction champion, former M1 Global champion, former Elite XC champion, and now he looks to, before he retires, become the Bellator Heavyweight champion and the winner of the first ever Bellator Grand Prix. And this crowd erupts. What a storybook ending to a tremendous career winning this tournament would be for the Russian and US MMA fans' adopted son, the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
To please rise for the presentation of the two national anthems. First, the playing of the national anthem of the Russian Federation.
And first they're going to have the Russian national anthem and then the United States national anthem before this heavyweight championship fight. Bellator's entrance looks like WWF. Thank you guys on the volume. I don't think that's a marketed song. I'm not sure, but yeah, I should be careful. Thank you. I will not take my shirt. What's up, Rock Uranus Show? The ring girls should also be the flappers before the fight. Thank you, Robert. Oh, Jesus. Still would like to see Bader be the champ. And see if Gegard Mousasi could do something with them belts. Funny how in American politics right now it's Russia versus USA. Well, kind of just like way back with Russia versus USA in the 1980 Olympics, and the hockey team, the greatest upset in U.S. Olympic history. But tonight, it's funny, I think most Americans are going for the so-called Russian, but I say we take a little claim to him because he had a lot of his fights here in the United States. And a military salute to our men and women who have died defending this country. And on that number, just from myself, no more wars, please. Craig Morgan will sing the national anthem. I know he's a famous artist, but can you monetize, or can you copyright the national anthem? I'm not going to take any chances, but it seems like you should be able to play that. And I'm not going to sing it. Fedor has that look in his eye. Can someone translate that Russian? Google Translate it, Rob. How do we know if he isn't spamming in foreign language? Fedor's doing it for Mother Russia. Not really. 90% of Fedor's fights were overseas. He did fight in Japan. He did fight some in Russia. Fedor will win, says Denise. That's my stepdad singing the national anthem. Craig Morgan's your stepdad, Mario? Or are you joking? Are you serious? Wars are good for business. I didn't mean to open that up, Jason. I apologize. Colby Covington is shedding a tear right now. Colby said it to Bellator. No, you can't copyright the anthem. I didn't think so. Don't blink. This one might be fast, says Arcade Chaos. And fireworks here as this crowd goes crazy, and it only seems appropriate to have the national anthems of the countries played here. U.S. versus Russia, and like we said, probably the greatest heavyweight MMA fighter to ever live, Fedor Emelianenko, 38-5, 42 years old, 6 feet tall, weighed in at 236.2. He will have a 2-inch reach advantage over the 35-year-old Ryan Bader, who comes in 2 inches taller at 6'2", weighed in at 227. Fedor will have a 9-pound weight advantage. Michael C. Williams making the announcement. Jerome says, USA. Sing with Mike or just sing, Mike. America, F yes, says Jason. At 6'2", 218 pounds, the Bellator light heavyweight world champion. He looks to become the very first double champ in Bellator history. 28-5. He is Bellator's light heavyweight champion, Ryan Darth Vader Bader. And out of the red corner, former Pride heavyweight champion, former Affliction heavyweight champion, former Elite XC heavyweight champion, 38 and 5 years old. He is known as the Last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. The referee will be Mike Beltran for this historic Bellator Grand Prix Championship. Are you ready?
The World Heavyweight Grand Prix belt, the Bellator Heavyweight World Championship belt.
Will it be Bader or will it be Fedor? Let's get it on! Bader moves forward. Fedor hands up. Bader throws the first punch. It's a jab. Fedor holding that right hand. Bader's got to watch out for that electric counter right hand of Fedor Emelianenko. And Fedor's got to watch out for that tremendous oh, huge left hook from and Fedor is out! Big right hook from Ryan Bader, and Fedor Emelianenko is completely out. Ryan Bader is the first double champ in the history of Bellator and the first winner of the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix Championship. And I'm not sure Fedor knows what happened, but his head is covered in blood, and I have to see a replay on that one. That came so fast. Ryan Bader moving up from light heavyweight to enter this tournament. Already the Bellator light heavyweight champion. And let's watch this replay. The left hook right on the chin, and then a big right hook right afterwards. A few hammer fists on the ground. Referee Mike Beltran pulls Ryan Bader off Fedor Emelianenko. And that is all. Ryan Bader is the first ever Bellator Grand Prix champion and the first ever man to hold two belts simultaneously in two different weight classes. And you got to wonder what is going through that man's mind right now. And they're looking over on Fedor. Fedor's moving around, conscious. It looks like he's okay. He just got cracked, cut above the eye. But I don't know if anybody expected it to be that quickly. Take knee for the hip. Jerome says, I called it. Told you Bader with the KO. Fedor got knocked out already. Yep, Fedor knocked out, like I said. Fedor equals most overrated. Oh, come on, Bruins. Over one fight, he's 42. Look at all the people he beat. Look in comments. I called Bader KO in first. I believe I remember seeing that, Jerome. You're right. That sucks. I wish it was longer. I hear you, man. Me too. I said Bader KO in second. Fedor's too slow now. Mother Russian not happy. I knew it. First round hammer fist finish. Bader triple belt holder, lightweight, light heavyweight belt, and heavyweight Grand Prix belt. Fedor was going for a single leg. Downfall of an empire. Well, that happens, says RS Shother. I wish I could, JB. I'm sure it's going to be up everywhere, but I'm not willing to get my channel taken down for it. His chin is bad now. Yeah, after guys get hit so many times, they don't have the same chin. We seen that with Chuck Liddell earlier during the year, unfortunately. And tonight we seen it with Fedor Emelianenko. Will this be the last fight for Fedor? I am curious. Will he want to go out on a win? What's next for Ryan Bader? He said he wants more money. Before this, he said if he won, he wants more money if they expect him to stay at heavyweight and defend that belt. And I say he deserves it. Make sure you stick around here right after this. I'm going to release all the salaries for every Bellator fight, all the salaries that were disclosed by the California State Athletic Commission for this event. National anthem was longer than the damn fight. Well, damn, what a finish. I say, I gotta be a little surprised. I did think Bader was gonna win. I didn't think it was gonna be that quickly. Wow. He's gonna take home a couple of belts and a fistful of cash. Both men were looking at least on disclosed to the California State Athletic Commission for only show money, no win bonus. But let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, look, I had a great night, but first and foremost, man, I want to give it up to that man. Sit across the cage for me with Fedor, man. Please give him a hand. I had a good night, but he's had a storied career. One of the best to ever do it. It's an honor for me to be in the cage and fight.
Bader said, I had a good night, but he's had a storied career. It's an honor for me to be in the cage with him. Very classy. There wasn't a lot of emotion shown in Bader. It was almost like he felt a little bad.
You know, away. I was trying to keep it away, but it would creep up there. Man, I'm fighting Fedor, one of the greatest of all time right now. Not only that, there's a lot at stake. Heavyweight championship, you know, two-division champion. But it was surreal, man. You know, ton of respect for him, where he's at to keep fighting. And, man, it's what a night.
Absolutely, what a night. What a knockout. That left hand, when you hit him with the left hand, you go ahead and look at it up there. I want you to see this.
I'm going to show that replay one more time, and I'll call it. Fedor has his right hand down, gets caught with a left hook right on the chin, and he goes straight down. Then a right hook on the ground, a little bit of ground and pound.
But, yeah, we were practicing that in the back all camp. You know, he keeps his hand down. He throws hard. I was looking for him.
He said he keeps his hand down. He does keep that right hand low. His head does bounce off the canvas, but he gets up conscious before Bader's able to hit him again. And then he was unconscious after getting hit again.
My team and I got to get with Bellator, figure out, you know, where we want to be.
And they're asking if he's going to defend both belts.
Heavyweight, light heavyweight, you know, I want to defend both for sure. But we'll see where it is. You know, and first
And Bader said he wants to defend both for sure.
we're putting this tournament together, man. It's a bracket-style tournament. It takes all the BS out of jockeying for a title shot. You win, you move on. You win, you move on. So there's one guy standing and give him a belt.
I want to tell you, I've been privileged to be able to watch you grow as a fighter. You are fighting now.
And man, it is great to see another tournament. Another tournament, and let's see if they can get an interview. I'm not sure if they'll try to get an interview from Fedor since he was knocked out. And there he stands with 3 belts, Ryan Bader. The light heavyweight strap, the heavyweight strap, championship strap, and the heavyweight Grand Prix champion strap. Presented there from Scott Coker. And I believe, didn't 50 Cent say he was going to throw in some cash to the winner of this? I'm not sure whatever happened to that. But as promised, let's go through the payouts. Here for Bellator 214. Give you guys an idea of what these guys make, at least on paper. Of course, everything on here, there's a lot of things that are not disclosed. But this is what is disclosed to the California State Athletic Commission. So I got it up here. Just let me get in a display capture here, and I will bring up, if you guys wonder what these guys are making in Bellator. Fedor Emelianenko, I imagine he was probably paid more than that, $300,000, no win bonus. Ryan Bader, just $150,000 with no win bonus. Seems a bit small. Let's go to the comments a little bit here, though. Connor has the term champ trademarked. They guy in the house, and Bellator is 2S to get a replacement. Pico got knocked TF out. Yes, he did. Bader is better now that he was in the UFC. I believe so, too. Flawless victory, says Jason. Bader should rematch Machida and get that loss back. Oh, I see that happening soon. Who remembers Tito knocking out that old Chucky Liddell? Oh, that was sad, man. Bader would smash Machida now. Yes, that wouldn't be the same fight. How mad are the Russians? I bet they think it's like Fedor or Joey Beltran rigged. $1 million for welterweight bike. Machida is nearly crippled now, bud. Yeah. Yes, everybody, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, I would greatly appreciate if you subscribe and join Fights of Friends. And I promise to try to entertain you for as long as my voice lasts. Let's start this out, though. You see a lot of fighters. I'm not going to go through all the names of these, but you guys can see this. There's a lot of people tonight that were fighting for $1,500. $1,500 to show, $1,500 to win. So that doesn't even cover training expenses. That's something I talk a lot about on this channel. I'm an advocate for fighters, and I want to see guys get paid. Of course, we didn't watch a lot of these prelims. Maybe somebody did. We started out here with Adele Altamimi. He won, of course, $10,000 to show, $10,000 to win. So he walks out with 20 grand. Archuleta with the win walks out with 50 G's. Good night for him. Jake Hager, better known as Jack Swagger, was looking at 50,000 with no win bonus. I imagine he probably got a little bit more than that because of the name, but maybe not. Maybe he's hoping to get some endorsements. Henry Corrales knocks out Aaron Pico in the first round. That absolutely amazing. He leaves with 70 G's. And then Ryan Bader, no win bonus, but he wins a lot of potential and becomes a very marketable fighter with both of those belts. The last Emperor gets 300 G's for his last effort, and I would be very surprised if Coker didn't throw quite a bit on top of that to sweeten the pot. $1,500. They are better working at McDonald's. That is sad, Jason. And Bellator does a lot of good things. And I don't do this necessarily to embarrass Bellator, but I try to show you guys everything that I can think of here in fighting. And I think it's important to know that people that are on television, people that are fighting for a multi-billion-dollar corporation, yes, some of them are making very good money, but not everyone is. And there's still a lot of room for improvement. Fedor's getting paid a lot, says RS. Yeah, I would be surprised if Fedor didn't get paid at least $1 million. That's just what's disclosed to the California State Athletic Commission. Remember, that doesn't count any of their excuse me, any of their sponsorship money, anything like that. Think out how far Bader has come since Tito submitted him in the UFC. It's like two different fighters. Yeah, let's see him fight Tito now. Fedor, I imagine, is getting $450K to $575K. 201 watching. Well, thank you, Mario. Thank you, everybody, for coming in here. I appreciate it on this historic night, this first ever Bellator Grand Prix. Heavyweight Grand Prix. 50 cents would be paying $1 million to welterweight Grand Prix tournament champion, Mike. Well, he should pay it to the heavyweight champion, too. Somebody should. Wow, didn't see it go down like that. I didn't either. PFL just gave away $1 million. So, so you would think Bellator would be able to, too. So let's go through, what did we just watch here? What exactly happened? I'm going to throw one more trivia question out there while we're waiting, while we're talking about heavyweight championships. Mike Tyson, in one of his first championships, fought the lineal heavyweight champion. Just less than 2 years after unifying the belts. This is a guy that had won it from Larry Holmes. It was an historic fight. Ended in the first round. Who was it that he knocked out? This fighter got $13 million in 1986. I had to think about it. From 1986. I'm pretty much positive. So for $1,000. Yeah, I need to get a translate on some of these. While I'll look at your answers here in a minute while I'm updating the results on this. Did I say $1,000, 1,000 points? We're just bombarded by Russian. Oh, okay. Oh, Bruins 498 got it. Mike Spinks. Did anybody get it for that? What are they saying? It's killing me. Maybe Ryan Bader should run it back with Rumble DC. Oh. All right, Bruins 498 got that one for 1,000. That's 2,000 points. RS ended up with 3,000 points tonight. So let's go through exactly what did happen tonight, though. Incredible night of fights. Let's pull this up. Let's go back to the beginning of the night. Brandon McMahon versus Adel Altamimi. Adel gets the victory there and gets $10,000 victory, or $10,000 bonus. Juan Archuleta with a unanimous decision and an upset on the cards over Ricky Bandejas. Prospect Ricky Bandejas, but both of these guys were promising bantamweights coming into this. Archuleta gets the big victory. And then it would be Jake Hager, better known as Jack Swagger, former WWE champion, facing J.W. Kiser, who was actually 1-1 they showed coming into this. The heavyweight, Jack Swagger would win by first round submission. Oh, yeah, a lot of Russians in here. Double check it. What is next for Pico? What I'm wondering. Yeah, I don't know. Bow down to Darth Vader. Tough KO loss. Hello in Russia. Just everyone know in Russia, we love Fedor Emelianenko. A great champion. Always classy in the cage. And Ryan Bader respected him too. And I'm glad he was in there in the championship. But Jake Hager, better known as Jack Swagger from the WWE, took out J.W. Kiser by first round submission, head and arm choke. Aaron Pico versus Henry Corrales. Henry Corrales came into this over a 4-1 underdog. Aaron Pico, both of these guys, big featherweight prospects. Aaron Pico, the 10 years. The junior, 22 against Henry Corrales, 32. Henry Corrales waxed him, though. Electric knockout. First round. And then the heavyweight world Grand Prix finals between Ryan, Darth Bader, and Fedor, the last Emperor Emelianenko. Fedor would fall short tonight as Ryan Bader would knock him out. It all started with a thunderous left hook in the very first round as Ryan Darth Bader became Bellator's first ever two-weight champion and the winner of the first ever heavyweight Grand Prix. So congratulations to Ryan Bader and congratulations on Fedor Emelianenko to making it all the way to the championship at 42 years old. Amazing job for both guys. Good night, Dean. Good night, everybody. Later, Dean. All right, and Robert, and the Russians are in. I can't understand Russian. I don't know Russian, but understand that I love you guys. I love Fedor. I love MMA, and hey, if you guys want to subscribe to a great channel, if you understand what I'm saying, if you like watching MMA, if you like watching boxing, and this kind of thing, come on over. I'll have to get a Google Translate to see to be able to understand some of the names you're calling me. No, some of the things you're saying, but that's going to wrap it up, I think, for tonight. Thank you very much, everyone that came in. Thank you for all the thumbs up, all the new subscribers, all the generous comments and everything. As always, I love you. I respect you, and I'll see your fine asses later.